Hello, everybody. Welcome to Puzzle Wednesday, Friday mode. We're live. We're bringing you a double elimination bracket of the little puzzler that could. That's right. It's Yoshi's Cookie. One of our favorites here. Truly the sleeper hit of NES puzzlers. But of course, joining me on the microphone tonight on commentary, I have Juicey.
That's my horse.
Also have Roonespism here.
No, that's me.
And finally, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, itsaMeliaSMB.
That's my horse. I don't know you.
Incredible. We're going to be getting underway very shortly with some matches as our hard-working TOs are sending out the match calls. You got to be in the Discord if you'd like to play tonight. Make sure to thank our helpful volunteer TOs, Raspberry Floof and Shobaru. We'll be right underway very shortly. We want to talk about this bracket really sprang to life at the last minute. Once again, I'm kind of surprised.
That's just kind of been the vibe this entire month.
Yeah. We have some heavy hitters, though. Besides Kayat, who's, a killer at this game. We also have an appearance from Medibot. And I keep on hearing murmurings about byrnedhead as like a killer player. So I'm really looking forward to checking out their match here tonight.
I'm kind of also curious about Ace Dragonar, because that's a name that I didn't realize where I recognized until I did, and they are always in the actual stream audience.
Sure.
But I can't pin down what puzzle game they play or how good they're at it, but I'm gonna assume it's this.
I see. We're heading on over to the game capture zone. Our matches have been called. Live on stream first is going to be itsaMeliaSMB versus Note. Check out this cool background brought to you by our friend Kayat7, who's competing tonight. It does lie. That is the wrong Cookie edition and the wrong Saturday edition, but we're Friday mode. Well, just believe me. Just use your mind. Complete the image with your mind.
Add 2 to the addition and subtract 1 from the day.
It's fine. It's like baking. You can just, if you have a problem, you just fix it later.
And I mean, mentally, I've been living in Cookie 2nd edition since those losses from Medibot, so I'm hoping to redeem myself tonight.
Hell yeah. It looks like Amelia and Note are in game. Of course, I have the very cool palette swap from Kayat. I find this much more legible relative to the original palette. We're already off to the races. Note immediately lining up a bunch of donuts, but then finding out that the resources to build the cross wasn't actually there just yet. Both players, this time. What?
Yeah, one of the
Why?
most important things about this game is just remembering to count your cookies. Just know what you have 5 of and know what you don't.
I've never seen a draw like that in my life. Oh, that's incredible.
Okay, I'm in the game too now. I think I might have missed a fun round 1.
We had a no contest in round 1. Neither player made it clear. And now we have a second one. Am I desynced or something?
Okay. I am in the game and I see about 20 points to 18. It seems like 2 people who are fairly competent bakers going at it. So if you're seeing a bunch of no contests, it's entirely possible.
Alright, I'm going to reconnect to the session. I'll restart my session.
Oh, wait. Do you mean a 25-25 draw? Because I just saw that.
Right. I'm back in the game. I have push start on the screen. I have got no games, no rounds. Perfectly drawn.
Second push start.
Yes.
Okay, I think we might actually... I think this game might be a very unlikely kind of game where, yes, it is true. They really do have 0 rounds each right now.
That's incredible.
They were just waiting for us to confirm that, yes, we are watching the right thing.
Yeah, in the
Alright, this
case
looks more...
of in the case of tie, neither player gets the win, so we can theoretically have a round 6 or shoot, even a round 7.
Yeah. So because this said second push start, I imagine what actually happened is it wasn't a no contest tie. It was the 25-25 tie that I saw.
That's incredible.
They both made it clear at the very same frame or something. I missed it because I was trying to troubleshoot your problem or look at the stream and stuff.
Yeah, usually
this is what the actual game is.
When one player +3s the other one on their 25th point.
Ah, yes, it could have been that too.
Bad weather for Amelia. Losing some tempo here as we're waiting for a good attack.
Gets one of the better ones in the game. This one allows her to take control of both boards simultaneously.
So for those of you at home who've never played Yoshi's Cookie, you're totally unfamiliar with the game. Basically, anytime you get a major clear, so like a 2 clear or better, you're going to get these little Yoshi's Cookies that spawn all over your board. And depending on what the weather is, the text above the playfield determines what effect you will get when you spend those Yoshi's Cookies. They can be helpful, they can be hurtful. For either player, just have to time it correctly in order to get an advantage to defeat your...
Yeah, unfortunately, unlike in the SNES version, you don't get the circle and X to see which is the good or bad. You have to go by the color of the power-up.
Yes.
If it matches your HUD, you better slow down, bud. If it's a different color, then send it
That's
out.
great. Yeah. Yes, there's a few status effects that you can apply to either yourself or your opponent. You would hope generally your opponent. You can blind them, which makes it so they can't see the center of their own board. You can horse them. I believe that's the word we've got on the screen here, which means you take control of them. Or this one right here is panic. That one where it kind of just randomly shuffles the cookies around for a little while and you just have to watch them. And then there's also just, you can give your opponent points, or hopefully yourself. You can take points away. There's just a plus and -3.
-7. Like, absolutely brutal.
Oh yeah, there's also a -7. That one's a little rare.
No +7s in NES, but yeah, they're definitely -7s.
So here, Amelia's picked up a pretty commanding lead. As long as she can work out how to make some clears past this, well, this blind and this panic now. She only needs 3 of them to win. Electing to wait a bit and not panic herself. Oh! Okay, we're in danger time now!
Yep, hurry up with those roots.
Oh, no! Just couldn't find 5 fast enough.
It is sometimes correct to give your opponent a +3 if it's the difference between winning or losing.
It would have taken very good presence of mind, but the idea was if you did the math on that and realized this is going to make us both 24, you're probably going to be more prepared to just make a quick single than they are, hopefully. They might still be trying to make a combo over there.
Yeah, like, real talk, like, I don't look at the board, or my opponent's side of the board as often as I should. I'm probably not going to start doing that now, because I don't want to break my stride, but I don't know, that's just energy that I could be using to match cookies to.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I do find that this game, like, your action economy matters here a little bit more than in other.
Yeah. There is a time and place for board watching in Yoshi's Cookie. It is not nearly as constant as some other puzzle games, like a Columns 3 or something. But certainly, like, it's useful to know, like, okay, how many Yoshi cookies do they have, for instance, at times like when you take control of them, or when you're trying to greed for something big and you're worried about getting hit by a status effect. Oh, a timely
Panic.
+3 for Note. The panic might just barely stop them from getting the win if Amelia can keep chaining it into other stuff, but no, it was not meant to be. Okay, so as well as a set being first to 3, we are playing first to 2 sets, so there can be
Yes.
quite a few rounds in just one match here.
Especially if the players are, like, really evenly. 'Cause if you go,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
go like 2-3, you know.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that you might play 15 rounds against one opponent.
And
I mean-
that's before accounting for draws.
Yeah.
Like, there is no limit. I mean, I'm sure there's a limit to the number of rounds you can have, but it's a high one.
Hmm. So I didn't quite catch how it happened. There must have been some kind of plus or minus going on. Oh, just like this -7.
Oh.
It evens it up.
Yeah, the amount of
No,
minus
Note's had
sevens that
quite
Amelia has
lead.
gotten,
Oh,
like, a little.
Oh. Amelia doesn't quite catch that. I forgot if it was a panic or a horse. It was something good. Doesn't quite get it. Ends up blinding herself instead. Oh, and again is denied a very good status effect. This time, her opponent takes control of her board. Well, a blind isn't perfect, but after being denied the other 2 things, it's the best she's gonna get.
yep, and in that blindness, Note -3 themselves, it looks like.
Board a little overbaked here.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
finds a way to clear anyway. Oh, double impact? Oh, this panic.
Oh, Well, the weather was poor anyway. I imagine Note didn't want to double impact panic themselves.
You gotta love it when the board's a little bit crispy.
So
Oh,
one
this
thing you'll
weather.
notice high-level players doing, and Notester had a go at it just a little while ago. If you have 8 or more Yoshi cookies, or if you're truly a champion, sometimes you can do it with less. You can try to set up a chain where multiple Yoshi clears happen at once, and in that case, whatever weather you have, or whatever attack you're doing, does get doubled. The status effects last twice as long, the numbers get twice as high.
And if you're brave enough, you can triple it.
Oh yeah, doing a triple impact on purpose takes a whole bunch of planning that I am not particularly capable of, though.
Yeah, like, in isolation, I can do a quad impact, but I am... No way, Jose, am I trying that tonight.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, today you're going to have an opponent who doesn't want you to do that.
Yes, and the timers will be on.
Perhaps it's the timer that I was referring to, rather than the human being.
Time is the greatest opponent of all. Anyway, cookies.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Once again,
Yeah.
Notester has a giant amount of them on their board. We'll see if they... Oh, wow! On perhaps the same frame it swaps to a good attack, they clear it. Yeah, it seems like Note has gotten more comfortable with doing doubles even when their board already has a lot of Yoshi cookies on it. And that can be... Sometimes that's bad. Sometimes that puts you in an overbaked situation where you're just forced to sit there and look at all your Yoshi cookies and the terrible attack that you would perform if you ever cleared them. But it's also what gets you chains like this, chains of powerful attacks that prevent your opponent from doing anything. There's been maybe 10, 15 straight seconds of Amelia having to look at her board instead of playing it. And just like that, she loses a game that... I mean, I'm pretty sure she had the numerical advantage 20 seconds ago, the last time she was allowed to play. Ah yeah, in the chat there. That is precisely what Horse does. It means you are in control of both boards at once. So here it may look like both players are just playing normally, but you can tell from the music, Amelia gets to play both.
Yeah, and you can also tell by the cursor. Like you'll see whenever the cursor is in pivot mode, it'll have the lineup. But if you see a board moving stuff around without those dots, they are horsed.
Ah. That's a good point, actually. I'd never thought to think of that. Or whatever. I knew what I meant.
Yeah. Again, one of the... who do we have to bribe to get Super Nintendo net play to be good?
I don't know.
Put a pin in that. There's a lot of speculation in the chat about what the Yoshi cookies taste like. I wonder if there's any thoughts from the commentary team on that.
I mean, the easy thing is to say that they just taste like Yoshi.
Well,
Veto. They're definitely like a sugar cookie, right? Like, they're like easy to draw.
Yeah. Just practically speaking.
Shover is saying something berry scented, and like, yeah, whatever those fruits are from Super Mario World that Yoshi likes to eat, it very well could be that.
Alright, Amelia, give a quick double into that panic. Oh!
Yeah.
And does get the horse. Chaining these stun status effects together. Manages to find a double through the blind, that's clever.
Yep, when you have a horse, you don't need sight. But yeah, in all seriousness, it looks like barring some kind of catastrophe that I am...
Well, the catastrophe is starting, because here comes a horse for Note.
Yeah, but with only 3 cookies, can't do much damage with that. But yeah, it looks like Amelia might be heading after game 1 here.
Oh.
Nope, spoke too soon. Or not.
Yeah, luckily it was only a...
Right now.
Okay, Amelia fights back with a horse of her own. This might give her enough time to find those 3 points just on its own. That's 1 and 2.
Come on.
And 3.
Planning yourself to win the game, that's style points. Yeah, like
yeah, that's the thing about clearing Yoshi cookies. They do give you the point before they apply the status effect to you.
Yeah, you do not want to -3 yourself on a winning point. But
oh yeah, no, that one happens first.
Any other bad effect? Go for it. If it's your 24th.
Alright, so that ties the players up, 1 set to 1. Whoever wins this set gets to continue in the tournament. Well, gets to continue on the winner's side. It is double elimination.
And it looks like Amelia just forced herself. The horse is one of those paradoxical situations in that
I don't think it's particularly paradoxical.
if you do it to yourself, I mean, that you're taking control of your own board.
And that is precisely what happens, yes.
Yeah, I guess redundant is more the word.
Yeah, it's something that doesn't need to happen, because it has already happened at the beginning of the game.
But also, if you're having bad weather and you see a self-force, you know what, there's no shame in taking it.
Yeah, particularly when you have a lot of Yoshi cookies and you're finding it difficult to perform any non-Yoshi clear. If you see something like horse yourself or even blind yourself, like something where you're still allowed to play the game afterwards, it's probably fine. It's panicking or minusing yourself, where you really want to try and wait those ones out.
Yes, and activating one of those will change the weather too, so...
Yeah, so if you really have 10 or more, then taking a neutral one might allow you to take a beneficial one immediately afterwards. Amelia does not know what her own board is, but is controlling her opponent's board if she wants. No, generally when you're in control of both boards, you don't actually want to play the other one too closely. Only if they have an attack that can hit themselves really hard is it really that useful to play theirs with any kind of intent.
Yeah, and I still take the words that you gave me to heart sometimes. You said a while back, like, if you force someone, you gotta look.
No, you've got to look. You've absolutely got to look, because sometimes they just have a self-panic lined up and ready to go.
Yeah, and I don't do that all the time, but I'll hear you like a Obi-Wan ghost or something. I was like...
I'm glad you've taken those words to heart.
Hey, if you don't learn from the matches, then
That's Amelia about to... Okay, not quite about to run out of time. Finds an incredible double impact panic just before she gets taken out by the timer.
And gets rid of those cookies just before -7, a self -7 pops up. So, good timing, though.
Manages to stack a third impact on top of it, and a fourth, but it's just a little bit too late. It would have taken quite the miracle to come back about 15 points to 23 or whatever that was, and she almost pulled it off.
Alright, so this is match point for Note.
It's going to continue to be match point for Note for quite a while, until Amelia wins 3 in a row.
Comeback starts
or
now.
Loses just 1.
Yeah.
Ooh. Gets panicked just as she tries to make that double there. That's bad for the old time efficiency. Alright, Amelia waiting patiently for a new attack there. Finds a -3. That's the start of something. Oh, does not immediately go for the blind on her opponent and now has to wait for a better attack. Like this one, if she was allowed to do it.
But pulls the one cookie out of the way, anticipating a possible combo there, so...
Ah, Amelia, she looked! That self -3 might sound strange if you are not fully aware of the game mechanics. Amelia was the one who did that on her opponent's board. Ah, what a shame.
Just going for singles here, and that's...
Yep. No, if Amelia somehow managed to get all that done a little faster, she maybe could have hit that panic that she had, but it changed to a self -7 a couple of moves before it happened.
Yeah, that was a pretty hectic first round. Got a good night of bacon going on. Baking, rather.
Amelia has spent this first match preheating herself with the anger of defeat, the bitter feelings of defeat. Hopefully she can reforge herself from that. Because like I said, it's a double elimination tournament. Everyone does get a second go.
Of course, we have the stream double kill here in Kayat. Yeah, I love the challenge sound too.
They do say that revenge is a dish best served baked into cookies. At least I'm pretty sure they say that. But that's not particularly relevant here, because this is the first time that Ratttz and Kayat have faced each other in this particular bracket. There's no hard feelings yet. Let's see. Okay, I'm in, I'm watching.
Okay, let's go.
Good luck, have fun, Kayat.
GLHF.
So, just before we even see any cookies, Ratttz is going for the strategy of being quite good at basically every puzzle game that exists. Whereas Kayat is going for the strategy of... Well, he's pretty good at puzzle games too, but he is also particularly incredible at this one. This is possibly... Well, no. I would say this is Kayat's specialty, is this game.
It's the only one I've won anything in.
As I'm talking both players up, though, I may not have seen it right. Was that a self-panic on both sides?
It was an automatic self-panic in my case. It was very funny.
No, that's fine. We're just getting the ovens warmed up. Alright, so even through the blind, Kayat sees this double... Maybe even a triple? No, just doubles without the Yokos. And now there's the makings of another big combo here if he can ever get a decent attack. Just has to go for the self-force.
That was for the opponent.
Oh. That double from Ratttz was not going to win until, I believe, she got a +3 from a generous soul.
I was blind at the time.
Yeah, no, a lot of unfortunate situations leading to all sorts of negative attacks there. I would be lying if I... Oh, the music reset, was that a horse cancel?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if both players horse each other at about the same time, that's what happens.
No!
I just want to chime in and say that horse cancel is a beautiful term name. Thank you.
Yeah, horse and anti-horse collide in the lab, mutually annihilating each other. Neither player takes control of the other's board. Oh, Kayat finding a +3 and a whole bunch of very efficiently made doubles. Goes from 15 to 25 in no time. Alright. Ratttz finding a fancy triple. What is sometimes known as an instant reload. If you can pull off a triple that also has a Yoshi clear in it, you get the attack, and because you had 2 non-Yoshi clears in it as well, you get the reload at the same time.
That sounded like another horse cancel.
It might have been. Oh wait, that one right there? Yes, that certainly was. I'm a little behind on the spectating. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't have the stream up because I'm just watching natively. I imagine that because of the way the commentary is happening behind... Yeah, whatever. It's possible that I'm a little far behind.
It's all good.
I'm not sure. Is it Juicey streaming today, or is it Ratttz?
I'm streaming.
Okay, in that case, yes, I am quite possibly a little behind. Ooh. Kayat, setting up that Yoshi clear very quickly, almost like he wanted to panic himself, but did stall just for a little bit. Like, wait a second.
Panicking myself.
Panicking myself is great, but if I wait just a little bit, maybe I can panic my opponent instead, and that's even better. Both players finding a fun triple to start the game with. But the weather's just a little better on Rattz's side. So Kayat builds up a whole bunch of Yoshi cookies while Ratttz just hits them. Okay, Ratttz finding maybe a triple out of this blind. Yep. And gets a couple of +3s as well, partially from very good luck on their opponent's side. Kayat being forced to +3 Ratttz because of the appearance of the Yoshi cookies in bad spots. Oh, and a -3 as well. It's a swing of 9 just from the attacks. And then another -3. So it looks like this is about a 12 to 25 victory that could have easily been 24 to 25 if just none of those +3s and -3s happened over and over. Both players going for a quick double, and neither player has good weather. It's hard to tell there. I think Kayat might have been looking at both boards. It looked like he set up a Yoshi clear on both sides at once and was just kind of checking the weather on both sides.
I was not.
Ratttz just had so many Yoshi cookies at the time that it just seemed like it, I suppose. Because it is true. Oh.
I'd much rather have the time to play with my board unencumbered.
Yeah, that is generally your style. But in that case, Ratttz just happened to have good weather, and you just happened to have bad weather at the same time. So when you were sitting there looking at it, I was like, ooh, I wonder if they're actually paying attention to both. Because if the weather gets worse on Rattz's side, but does not improve on yours, it would have been very clever to just go for their clear instead. Anyway, that's ancient history by now. It's 2 for 2 in this first set, and it's coming down to the wire. We've got 22 versus 22 after that +3. That +3 self-panic.
Round 6.
Oh, I'm
Incredible.
so mad.
I
could not be more mad.
At the same time. Neither player can believe it. They're just staring at the 6th press start. Alright. Rattz's first attack, blind on the opponent, but gets -3'd by Kayat. I believe at top level play, minuses and panics, oh, and horses, of course, they're basically as good as panics. I believe at top level play, blind is the only one that affects your opponent that you're still not extremely happy to get, because a lot of really good players can play fairly quickly through a blind.
Oh yeah, like you want stuff that grounds their tempo to a halt. And there are some moves that do that, and there are some that's like, theoretically it should slow you down if you're not as skilled, but Bracket kind of stacked still, even if it's a smaller turnout than last year.
Oh yeah, there's some killers here. There's some players that I would expect a blind to do almost nothing to in this bracket.
They scare me. I memorized like the one clear I was last working on that I hope works.
Yeah, Amelia is saying that she personally prefers panic to -3, because the disruption to their board is often worth more than 3 clears.
The other thing that I prefer panic to than like blind is it doesn't actually eat into my meter if I don't know what I'm doing.
Ha!
So at least I'm not going to lose by a timeout off of panic.
That is true. Both. Oh, sorry.
You can use that time to count what you got on your board too.
If you have real good eyes, maybe. I find it pretty difficult to count my cookies during a panic.
Well,
both players going with the exact same quad there, I think. Actually, that is one thing about the NES version of this game. I'm not sure if the SNES version also has just a finite number of opening boards, but it seems pretty clearly the case for this one, right?
I'm no scientist. Medibot would know.
Oh no, medibot absolutely would know if they're still in the chat and not playing their game.
They're still playing their game.
Ah, unfortunate. Yoshi's Cookie is only one of the puzzle games I play. I don't have time to study it too closely, but in the short amount of practice time that I have put into it, it does seem like you get the same boards every now and again.
Again,
if I'm noticing something like that, then it must be a small amount of them.
It's fine, given that it's the NES version of the puzzle game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying that there's a lot of times where you'll see a quad straight out of the opening board.
I like how Ratttz intentionally set off the Kayat's chain to give herself a +3, so they just basically reset to neutral, only for Kayat to come out momentum-wise.
Yeah, like, okay, your combo goes away, and in addition to that, it doesn't even do anything. It just gives us both +3 when I'm winning.
Like, I wholesale don't think intentionally, like, utilizing opponents' resources in Horse is all that strong, because you're still giving them points. And you don't need to do that. They're already working hard to build up their own meter.
No, I do say you always have to look, but I don't say you always have to do it. And in fact, you rarely have to do it. It is generally just if you can make them panic themselves and only give them +1 point, that's generally very good. So there are other rarer situations, such as the one Ratttz found, where if you are winning by a decent margin and you can give both of yourselves +3, then that can kind of just make the win happen faster. Reduce the amount of variance of, well, what if they get a good attack later? There isn't going to be a later. Kinda just been tearing through these cookies. I don't think they've given themselves a lot of +3s. I think most of this is just hard-earned. Oh, but gets a -7. It's easy come, easy go. Amelia also bringing up another fun thing to do when you have forced your opponent. It is, if you are losing by, say, 10 or more clears, just give them the win. Move on to the next round.
I mean, I felt that way about a round or two in Digi, but I was also, like, troubleshooting in the middle of my set. But yeah, like you really can scrap and make like things happen this due to how random the effects are, but
it is often out of your hands if it's about 10 clears or so that you need, because at that point you basically just need a stun lock. Of course, I say that. We're talking about this irrelevant nonsense that doesn't actually apply to the game I'm watching. Ratttz really did pull off a 10 or so clear comeback just then, starting with a -7 and then just quick play to make up the difference. And thanks to that, rather than being tied 1-1, Ratttz is looking to take this set 3-0, if they can just win one more. Although after all of these status effects that have been coming their way, and now Kayat efficiently clearing up to 20, I will say a 3-0 victory for Ratttz is starting to look quite unlikely. Kayat, ever the generous soul, does give Ratttz an extra 3 points in their winning double.
Yeah. We love the kindness on display here. Absolutely nothing but mercy.
Yes. There is no room for lone wolves in the bakery. Team sport.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so Kayat has a little bit of an early lead here. Ratttz gaining some of that momentum back with a panic into a horse as well. Yeah? No.
Yeah.
That is the problem with fishing for a fun reversal attack on your opponent's board. If they get good weather, or even just neutral weather twice in a row, you have basically just wasted your time. In Rattz's case, because Ratttz went for a clear before attempting that move, they did not waste too much of their own time. But they still wasted a little bit. Perhaps right now they're feeling like they wish they had an extra point or two.
I mean, I'm always feeling that way, so, you know.
Oh yeah, having an extra point or two, it's always fantastic. In just about any game you play.
Sup, golf?
I still want it in that. Never said I'm smart for it.
Ratttz finding a triple here. It's a little bit too slow, perhaps. Yeah. If you are very quick, making triples and quads is slightly more efficient than making doubles. Just because you are clearing lines that contain fewer than 5 cookies. Which means generally, again, you have to be very clever, but they are a little bit faster to set up. As far as earning Yoshi cookies goes, though, doubles are all you need. You get 1 for a single, you get 2 for a... oh, sorry, 5 for a double, and then anything more than a double, you still only get 5. So it depends on exactly what you want. If you want to show off how clever you are and get a whole bunch of points efficiently, you can try to make an all-clear or something. But if all you need is a stun lock, then generally you're going for doubles.
Yeah, and at 5 to 7 seconds you get should be ample time to do it.
Alright, Ratttz finding some good status effects, targeting her opponent here, or their opponent. Oh, a horse as well. That's one of the good ones. If Ratttz can just find a few more of those, they might be able to make up this deficit. Oh? I believe Ratttz forcing Kayat to do a minus on themselves, and then also finding this panic. This is the kind of miracle they need to make up... I mean, the deficit has been made up, but the game is pretty even at this point. Oh! Okay, a horse turns this from a catastrophe into possibly still a win. Okay!
On the board! Let's go!
No, Kayat finding an extremely timely +3, but it turns out 21 + 3 is not quite 25. And Ratttz uses that tiny window between 24 and 25 to stun them just one more time for the win.
Close enough.
No, close enough. Close enough only counts in horseshoes, and there might be a horse here. But we're not playing horseshoes. Alright, quick panic from Ratttz. Having trouble finding 5 or something here. Ah, or maybe just greeting for a triple. Gets another panic. This could actually result in an automatic clear with all those Yoshi cookies. Nope, they end up putting themselves in a checkerboarded pattern, allowing Kayat to save them for a horse. Unfortunately, the weather's kind of bad. He's trying to find these flowers, I think. Oh no, you can just wait for the weather to get better and +3 yourself. Oh,
That
something
is
funny happened?
very silly.
Okay, well, Kayat panicked themselves.
No, it was a brain genius panic.
No, that was just good timing, which I will... You know what? I'll take it. Yes, I'm broke.
Okay, I was watching Kayat's board and I saw them panic themselves. Did it happen on reaction to about to get horsed or something?
That is what happened, even though I don't know.
Okay, it is what happened. It possibly did not happen on reaction. Is that what we're implying?
Yeah.
Alright. Ratttz getting another very well-timed panic right at the end. 24 to 24. Just lazily finds that 25th clear. Nothing but serenity on their face. Just, should I do the donuts or the flowers? Oh, let's go for the donuts. Why not?
What do flour cookies taste like?
There's probably a lot of flour in them, right?
I would think
They told
so.
me that the Yoshi cookies didn't taste like Yoshi, but the flour cookies must surely taste at least a little bit like flour.
All this is just false advertising.
Oh yeah, Yoshi's Bakery is... Or actually, wait, is it owned by Mario or Yoshi? I think that's Mario up there in the chef's outfit.
The chef of an establishment isn't necessarily the owner of an establishment.
Ah, yeah. That's why Mario's looking at Yoshi with that kind of... that inscrutable expression, but definitely the kind that you would give towards your boss.
Turns out,
Yoshi,
dragons aren't particular dragons. You know, depending on lore, dinosaurs are not good entrepreneurs.
Hmm. Alright, Ratttz with a couple of quick doubles there. Manages to get that win while Kayat just had to watch horsed. And actually, this is looking like the makings of a potential upset. Because Ratttz, like I said, not necessarily a Yoshi cookie specialist, the lower seeded player. It sure does seem like they're at match point right now. Both players getting pluses for themselves. Gonna be a quick round. Looks like Kayat's gotten the better of it, though. Yeah, finds a blind. Normally not the most destructive attack in the world, but when you're up by about 5 points, it should hopefully be enough. Sorry, did I say 5 points? I think I meant about 8 now. Alright, if Kaya wants to bring it back, that's 1/3 of what they're gonna have to do. Kaya with a quick double. Ratttz managing to find a quint. A 5. And not only that, but the weather a little better on Rattz's side. Despite the slower and larger chain, manages to get a good attack first. If they can remember where they parked the Yoshi cookie, they might get a -3 on their opponent here. But unfortunately, I don't think they could. Oh, actually, the timer beeps there. They had to find something very quickly or they were just going to lose on the spot. Many people have been laid low by not being able to find Yoshi. Couple of panics from Kayat. This could be what they need. Oh, very quickly shuffles that diagonal line of Yokos around to horse their opponent. And another horse. This stun lock has lasted for quite a while, going from a round that looked like Ratttz had a minor lead to a round where Kayat had quite a major lead. And just like that, maybe upset isn't going to happen after all, because it's a match point for both players now. Ratttz panics their opponent, Kayat horses in response. No one gets to play their own board. Ratttz looking for a big chain there, does get a triple, but is forced to take a neutral attack. Just to keep the tempo flowing. You don't want to sit there looking at your giant chain for too long, if the only thing stopping it is taking a neutral attack. Oh, Ratttz looking for another big chain, almost gets the triple, but gets horsed just before they can set it off. And just like that, a couple of -3s and a +3, another pretty big margin win for Kayat. The miracle does not happen.
I say this with my face bloodied and battered. That's my horse.
GG's, Kayat. Not today.
Okay. Next up on stream, we actually have someone that I may have peer pressured into entering in the last moment from Tampa locals over Gamers on the Edge. It's my friend Donny Tsunami. And I'm so proud of him. He did not go 0-2 this bracket, and now Rune gets to murder him. It's gonna be a time. Gonna absolutely be a time.
Sorry, Discord is bad. I had it crash for a second there. Because this player is new, I'm going to give them the usual explainer on how to play a smooth game of puzzle against someone across the Pacific Ocean.
Raz already did that. He's good to go.
Oh, okay. If they're good to go, then so am I. Alright, in that case, I'll deafen myself. I need silence in the bakery, unfortunately.
Oh, no. It's okay, I'm here to shit talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'll be back after whatever happens.
All right, and I'm back. So that's still a little rattled after that one.
Yeah, did I spook you?
A little bit.
I mean, that's just the Ratttz experience. Doesn't matter if you're good or bad at a game, you will still get at least scared.
Yeah. Especially when I plus 3'd you on that round 4, I was like, no, wait, this is match point. I can't afford to recoup this.
Rune accidentally almost starting an FT21.
That and I don't think we have entire time in the night to do that.
I need to take a dive in losers. It occurred to me that I'm all the way back in losers round 1.
Hey, me too.
You're not streaming.
So I run into this experience tons of times. Welcome to the club, buddy.
Juicy, it happened again.
It's always happening. Never not happening.
Never not happening?
Never not happening. Okay. Donny Tsunami versus Rune. I'm excited for this one because Donny is my guinea pig over at Tampa Locals. If there's something I want to like kind of test, be like, okay, what's the vibe? Can we meme this game enough into like getting a bracket there? It's usually first round. It's like, hey Donny, what do you think this game? It's like, oh, I like this, Juicy. Or, I like this, but I don't know if this is a good idea, Juicy. The two things that we alternate between, but we are starting up actual monthly, I think August 12th, and I gave him dibs for like, what's the first mystery game? We doing land making? Yoshi's Cookies, like, I need a rousing game of That's My Horse. I'm like,
Sure.
well, funny, we're doing that tonight. So I threw him in here, and then we're also doing Yoko in 2 weeks. So, you know, it's a good constrained to like the time period of 1 month, even if it's July, August. But I taught him to do 2 chains. I taught him to respect good and bad weather, and he made it through his round 1, and I'm so proud.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
And now he gets the privilege of getting his teeth kicked in by Rune.
No, Rune is behind. Turns out that fast singles, sometimes, if you can make your singles fast enough, they're pretty good sometimes.
Oh yeah, like that's the biggest thing, is just respecting tempo in this game.
Yep.
And that's really hard to communicate to people that like don't play puzzle games sometimes, because there's always like a sort of apprehension, like, oh, I could be playing wrong. Like, don't worry about it.
I do like big. Like, I won't lie to you.
Absolutely, you have to respect big. It's what this nation was built on. But at some time, you also have to respect holding the down button too. You understand?
Or
I do.
the left button, or right or up, depending on which direction you want the cookies to go.
Donny's...
Rune has regained almost all of this tempo purely on the strength of good weather. It's just these attacks keep on coming out.
Yeah.
Well, Rune with the wind at his back here.
I have found it's sometimes difficult to finish your food in this.
Oh, absolutely.
The double will do it.
I'm sorry. Did they just stop playing on your end, or is that a me thing?
The bigot? What?
Did they just stop playing?
They took a break. Donald is in control of starting the next round because he's one player. So you know, sometimes it's worth taking a break and think about things about your life, what brought you here.
That's fair. I guess my side is just very DC prone for some reason still.
Oh, I see. You just don't believe that Donald is worthy of a break?
No, I saw 2 draws on my spectating, and I'm like, that
oh,
doesn't seem
really?
right.
2 draws? That's kind of weird. You might be... That's the case. We're on, it's currently 0-1 in, Roonespism.
Yeah. I'm back in. It just seems to desync after like a couple of seconds.
Noodle.
About that. Well, I mean, Rune is about 3/4 the way there. Donny's about 1/4 of the way there. I'm assuming that's correct so far.
Yep. Yeah, Rune's definitely picked up the pace here. Now, these fast doubles into good weather, like, what are you supposed to do? You're not allowed to play half the game. It can be really tilting if you're new to this game, but the weather giveth, the weather taketh away. You can be surprisingly far behind and find a good streak. It's not all bad, even though even I will grit my teeth sometimes and be like, just please, I simply wish to play the video game.
Yeah.
That's normal. Very normal.
You just gotta take that time to breathe, because you probably haven't done that in a while. At least that's my experience.
I'm just beyond that. I've simply evolved.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Yeah, going on land was a mistake. Let's return to the oceans.
Okay.
Join the
I would agree, but computers don't work too well down there.
Just put in a Ziploc bag. Make sure the seal's green.
Rune, this pressure.
Yeah, there is definitely some juggling happening here. Oh, did not need that double, but went for it anyway. 26 points there.
Donny doesn't need to play the video game, Raz. Rune is doing it for him, clearly.
Rune's playing enough of the game for everyone.
This is a two-player game in the sense that one player gets to play for both sometimes, you know?
I mean, that's what Horse is made for.
Yeah, that's why they added him to Super Mario World. Mario got too tired from walking everywhere.
Donald simply wishes to catch a break.
It's never quite allowed.
It's not coming. I'm sorry, Donald. My condolences.
I mean, to be fair, the
Oh my god,
surviving
Rune.
round 1 and playing in round
Oh,
This.
Jesus.
Rune is also a notable wins most things that he plays gamer.
That was a double impact panic into a third. You simply
Donny, I'm
over.
so sorry.
It's over.
So sorry.
Literally, the timer, like, how would you even know what your board is at that point? Help! Help! Donald Big Wave, once again, destroyed by Australians.
Yeah, that's the thing. The stun doesn't reset your timer; it just pauses it. So you better hit the ground running.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be ready with a fast single. You're gonna have a terrible time.
Amelia, he didn't sign up for Yoko. I threw him in.
Yeah, to quote the Corn, y'all let a single say F that.
This is what I'm getting tomorrow when I was like, Juicey, why'd you make me play the That's My Horse game against
You and your army of freaks, Juicy.
like, you know, I've been telling him for a long time because, like, a lot of the people at the GOAT are not that deeply lost in the sauce. I'm like, you know, Donny, I'm pretty sure if you ever entered a Puzzle Wednesday bracket, you wouldn't go 0. And lo and behold, I'm right at least.
Well, the more people who show up, the less likely you are to go 0-2. That's
true.
just how math works.
It's not.
Rune's now a match point. I would commentate on how excellent his play is, but this sort of has the texture of like a schoolyard beatdown. So I sort of like I feel a little bit guilty, but
no, you don't. I should. Anyway, Kaya in chat. I'm sure you can answer this better, but this is an inspiration for Crossneak, yeah?
Yeah, essentially. I said it in chat, but to reiterate it, it's more or less the same, but in Crossneak, the cursor moves along with you when you shift. I think kind of like... it seems like it's more made for, like, a touchscreen interface. Because, like, that would be, like, if you were, like, dragging it with, like, a finger or a stylus or something.
Isn't that how it works in SNES, Coco? Cursor move?
No, it reloads the board in a different way, but the movement is about the same. Medibot can probably speak more to that.
Okay. As someone at the head of all this, is it beyond my power to call a huge time-wasting favor?
What's up?
I play against Donny in loser side.
Oh, you want to be on stream? I don't know if we have time for that.
Probably not. Oh.
If I was in a losers round too, it'd be a little...
It's true.
I have returned from the fugue in the bakery.
Rune.
Please don't murder my friend so bad.
Rune, that was me.
Oh, there's a new guy in from locals. That's great. He returned my GGs. He seems like a class act.
Alright.
So next up, it's going to be me versus itsaMeliaSMB. itsaMeliaSMB.
This should be a good one.
Yeah, Amelia's no slouch.
Yeah.
Regularly.
And is regularly a sparring partner. I'm interested to see how this goes.
All right. Well, I gotta go play Donny. You guys have fun.
You love the black screen. Oh, am I about to get Wi-Fi'd?
It's entirely possible, because I don't actually see any games started yet.
Oh, we're in.
Oh, so you are.
Did it. Got 2 eyeballs.
Okay. One of those eyeballs is mine.
Oh, man.
The other one belongs to me.
Oh. Well, between the two of us, we've got enough for depth perception.
Fortunately, the game is in 2D, so no need for that.
We'll see if we can change that. Both players struggling to find a big chain here. Oh, unless this is because my spectating is bugged. Because I doubt that both of them are actually about to time out.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah,
I did just panic myself, though. So, like, that's real.
No, let me go see if I can find a real game to watch instead of that fake one that I was watching. Although, funnily, if this doesn't work... Actually, okay, I see both players going at it. They've both got... Well, they used to both have about 10 points until that happened. Does that sound like the game you're playing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's funny, my colors have gone a bit weird, but that's fine. I'm willing to put up with all these blue and orange cookies. I think maybe one of...
This palette is actually pretty decent.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of custom palettes you can apply to this game, thanks to the efforts of ROM hackers across the world. And by across the world, I think I mainly mean across America.
Mostly across Kayak 7.
Yeah, mostly across Kayak 7.
Yeah, I'm just like the Phantom and the Opera in the background working, toiling on all these things, pay no attention to me behind the curtain.
But no, I normally play the purplish palette, but this blue and orange one, I can read it.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's weird.
So Ratttz, looking to pull off a comeback with this horse. Maybe doesn't quite get this quad, triple, whatever this is.
Oh goodness.
Let's go!
I was going to say, maybe he doesn't quite get this quad in time to save them, but if it's an oct, or a sept, or whatever that was, then perhaps.
Mostly clear gaming.
Yeah, not quite the all clear.
23 is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 23 of the cookies, not 20.
Yeah, 23 of the cookies, 25 of the points. Yeah, if you're on 18 and you need to get to 25, there's one quick way to get there if you're very clever.
Yeah, and not that it mattered, but that was a Yoshi cookie match with only 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
No, normally I say 8 is a nice number to have, because then you can do double impacts. But the smartest people alive can get double impacts done with just 4.
Yeah, that's like the only material benefit to doing all clears, is that you need less Yoshi cookies to activate stuff.
No, I would say there's another material benefit to doing it. I keep saying that if you're very smart, it is a little bit faster to do them than doubles, because you're clearing fewer and fewer cookies per line. It is technically more efficient.
Yeah.
Like, even in the NES version, where all clears do not give any kind of big bonus, they just give you your 8 points and leave, that's still 8 points that you can get faster than 4 doubles if you really do know how to do the all clear solver as fast as you can.
Yeah, like I've been practicing, and in theory I can do in 20 seconds, but like under the line of fire, like...
Yeah, under fire, it's quite difficult to become a Rubik's Cube champion.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that excitement behind us, Ratttz now up 2-0 against Amelia. Both players getting blind. Let's see which one's better at building doubles around the side. Ratttz does manage to get the double, but poor weather forces them to take just a neutral attack. And then they get blinded again for their trouble.
The thing about blind is it only covers up 9 tiles. That's 9 out of 25. That's just under 40% over a third.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like, it's not as many as it looks like.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the fact that it gives you a whole bunch of, like, connected rows and columns, like the fact that you can still see the outside means doubles are still generally possible, just so long as you have a rough count of how many cookies you had before the blind. That's why something like panic into blind, or blind just after you made a clear, can sometimes be a little bit more effective, because then you're less sure about what the board looks like under it. You don't even know how many cookies you have in some cases. Or actually, no, you're fairly sure you have 25, but you don't know how much of each.
Yeah, if you're blind, you're better off just, like, scanning the perimeter, see what you got 5 of, and dealing with that.
Hmm. Alright, first move for this round is a panic. Amelia finds another quick double. Oh, just barely. That attack must have been just about to cross over, but just barely manages to get the horse on Ratttz.
And Ratttz is looking very connected here, but... Oh, that's
Yeah, there's some kind of big chain happening at the cookie factory. I only managed to get a triple out of it. It almost looked like it was going to be a quad.
Gotta appreciate those parallel clear skills. It's an edge case, but it's a good one to have a solve for.
Yeah. No, I pulled a couple of those off in my match. I don't like to go for them too much, but you're right. Sometimes there's a time and place for them.
I guess it's technically a little bit quicker because you don't have to do the clearing animation before it. It just like one go.
You are right that the animation is a little faster, but they're harder to set up quickly. Generally, you lose that time in the setup, even if you gain it back in the animation.
Right. Oh, but shoot, Amelia is like 2 points away. That's... Oh, and there they are. So...
Yep. No, that is one example of when a blind is just not good enough, when your opponent is just a few moves away from setting off the double that wins.
Alright, and this is game round.
Alright, Ratttz gets a panic right out of the gate. Oh, looking like another one. Yep, another one. Manages to avoid getting -3 there with that panic.
Oh, and doesn't want to +3 there, and gets punished for waiting there.
Mm-hmm.
Does Ratttz.
Yeah, Ratttz trying to play both boards there. Waiting to see if their opponent would get bad weather to capitalize on. Ends up only getting a single on their side because they were looking at their opponent for so long.
Oh, and Amelia finding that 5th cookie there in the blind. They got it up when that happens.
It's unfortunate for Ratttz. Trying to set up a big combo while waiting for the weather to get better, and it just doesn't.
Well, you know what they say in Yoshi's Cookie, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 seconds.
Oh, it's so true.
Alright, and Ratttz not settling for a blind here.
No, I believe that was Amelia not settling for blinding herself, because Amelia was in control of that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I have the music down, so...
Ah.
I should maybe...
No, you've got to... You know, a buddy of mine told me this recently. You got to look for the crosshair. If there's no lines coming out of it, then that means the opponent's in control.
Yeah. You know, once I play that first round, I'm just like... I just kind of blank out a little bit, so... Oh, but
anyway, Amelia just barely manages to clutch out those last couple of rounds. Does manage to take the first set off of Ratttz. Now this is a board that I've definitely seen a few times, because Ratttz showing off the proper solve for this board that just gives you the easiest quint in your life. But even if you get a board you've seen before and you know the solve for it, everything after that is improvisation. You only get 5 points for free. Now they're gonna have to work for 20. Amelia just barely manages to get that +3 before being panicked.
And then a horse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Comeback starts now?
That's certainly what Ratttz is hoping for.
So,
The stun lock has ended. This self-blind does not do anything for Ratttz. Oh?
Oh. Hello.
Oh, Ratttz!
Doesn't have 5 donuts. Oh my god.
did not have 5 donuts or Yokos, a 4x4 that cannot clear.
I hate to see it.
You truly do. No, they say this game is about counting to 5, which is truly cruel, because that is an action that puzzle gamers are famously not capable of. Not me, not anyone here. No one can do it, and I wouldn't believe otherwise.
But
I do like...
You don't have 5 of, and then just process elimination from there.
Yes, that's roughly what I was going to say, because what I like to do is, if I'm trying to build something and I haven't even counted it yet, and then it turns out that I've only got 4 of them, somehow that feels actually nice, because when you have a line of 4, you're like, okay, now all I need to do is look for the one that I have 5 of, and I've got a double. That's why it doesn't really matter if you build your first thing and it's got 4. But then when you build your second thing and it also has 4, then you can greed for a triple if you're very clever, but that doesn't feel great, because now twice you've had to go counting and you've wasted a lot of time just on that.
Alright.
And I believe that is precisely what happened to Ratttz. They went, okay, I've got 4 Yokos, that's fine. Okay, I've got 4 donuts, that's terrible.
Oh, an insult to injury there. -3 at the end.
Yeah, just making it look not quite as close as it was. I had a feeling Ratttz was going to go for that funny-looking triple. Just such a free little block of diamonds, that 2x4 block.
Yes, and other games called a fat log sometimes.
Ah, yes, you're right. It is very similar to the fat log structure from Dr. Mario.
Yes. Fat log theory. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, quad from Ratttz, pulling off all sorts of fancy combos today.
Yeah, doesn't even mind self-panicking. That is such a good chain.
I believe that might have been inflicted by Amelia, but I wasn't paying close enough attention. Yeah, medibot says nice reversal. I believe them. That was probably inflicted by Amelia.
Oh, and we got another horse on deck. Let's do it. Okay, and now Ratttz with the horse.
Mm-hmm.
And
into a panic too. Alright.
Turned in kind.
Yeah, Amelia a little overbaked. Very happy to see that panic on the opponent.
Alright.
Purposefully breaks their double just to avoid +3ing the opponent. But doesn't mind panicking themselves, I guess. Yeah, with that kind of margin... I can't remember exactly what the score was when they panicked themselves, but Amelia... probably absolutely had to wait for something better there. There's no way they could have made the comeback after also panicking themselves when their opponent only had about 4 points to go.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to hope that the weather changes into something good. That's...
Yeah. No, frequently you'll see good players trying to play around bad weather without reducing their tempo. They'll, like, make a bigger chain, or they'll clear something... Ooh!
Sorry to cut you off there, but...
Oh yeah, no.
It must be acknowledged.
I like talking strategy and generics. Sometimes specific things can happen right in front of my nose and they need to get commented on. But no, what I was going to say was, generally what you'll see with very good players is that if they have bad weather, they will not slow down. They will break the Yoshi clear, they will find something else, they will overbake the hell out of themselves. Just anything to avoid sitting there and looking at it. But if the game is getting very close, if your opponent has 22 points and you only have like 15 or so, sometimes waiting is just about all you can do. Like, you just have to accept in your heart that if you don't get a panic next, you are probably not going to win.
Yeah, heard of the cards.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Excellent double into panic from Ratttz. Probably going to take this set.
Yeah, and that's the, it's another 1-1 on stream. That's, I mean, if you came here to watch some cookies, they're eating good tonight.
Oh, yeah. Not sure I could even calculate how many cookies we've seen so far. A true smorgasbord. Looks like Amelia... No, breaks up the triple they had just to get the blind out a little quicker.
Oh, that's my horse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Spends the time fishing for a triple, and into another horse.
You got horses?
Yeah. We got cookies, we got horses. Everything a growing boy needs.
You don't say.
You know what, I was gonna say shame that Amelia couldn't get that panic to continue it, but you know, +3 is not too shabby.
Okay, I'm fairly sure Amelia did that -3 to herself. That one was not inflicted by the opponent. I think that one was just, oh, -3, great. Oh wait, that one was for me. Whoops. And that unfortunate self -3 now into these panics. The game is starting to look a little bit closer than Amelia would like. Does not want to accept blinding herself. Ah, gets the -3 on the opponent. Okay. That makes this panic go down a little bit more smoothly, although the +3 from Ratttz. It's gonna come down to who can make these last couple of points faster, and it turns out it's Ratttz. No, very, very unfortunate self -3 about 10-20 seconds ago.
And that's the good thing. It comes up sometimes, but when you +3, you instantly get those points. So...
Yeah, it's even faster than if you just did a clear that was somehow worth 3 points once you finish resolving. It can make the difference in very close games. Both players got bad weather here. Amelia just waiting it out. Ah, very clever. Breaks the Yoshi clear and just gets the 1 point that she can while the horse is coming in. If it was done on reaction, it was an incredible reaction, and if it was done on instinct, it was decent instincts too.
You know what? I'm just gonna assume that these were all good reads, you know?
No, it's so difficult to react to your opponent doing a status effect on you. Anytime that happens, I imagine they probably just thought, oh, I'm running out of time, I should just do whatever I can. But even that kind of thought will save your life a lot of the time. Alright, a -3 beginning some rough work here. Amelia has a very dark road ahead of her to try and make back this, what is that, 10, 12 point deficit?
Oh.
Oh! Was that a self-panic done through the medium of your opponent's board, perhaps?
I think Amelia might have been waiting for something, and then, like, as soon as you lose control, then...
Ah, right. Yes, it certainly looked like Amelia was looking for some kind of incredible reversal on her opponent's board, and when she didn't get it, this happened instead. Amelia looking to make some kind of giant combo here, perhaps? No, just settles for a double. Ratttz only finds the triple. Neither of them quite gets the giant combo they were greeting for, I think. Well, I say only a triple. Generally, a triple is good enough. On the opening board, you might be trying to get something a little better, though.
Yeah, because that opening board is really the only time you're safe, unless your opponent's, like, really quick.
Amelia there, it seemed like she was looking for a move on Rattz's board that was so destructive that it could actually be worth taking even through a triple. But that kind of play, I think you would be looking for a self -7, maybe a self -3. Like, I think Amelia was greeting a little bit too hard for the jackpot there.
But picking up those doubles and the weather is being kind.
Yeah.
Like we said before, Yoshi Cookie, the game of kindness.
Amelia showing off her kindness right now by hitting her opponent with several status effects free of charge.
Oh,
Ooh, -7 for Amelia. Yep.
the way
I was about to say, it would be hard not to find it with that many Yoshi cookies.
pivoting out of that overbake situation into a double and then just taking that that was
Very clever play. -3 as well. I'm not sure if I can reframe this -10 as kindness. Like, yes, you can offer your opponent a blind and they can graciously accept it. But a -10 is inherently taking away, I believe. And then Amelia actually wins by more than 10 points as well.
so it didn't even need to do that, really.
Yeah, didn't even need the -7, but some things are just too fun to let go of. Alright, Amelia finding some fun status effects. Ratttz does manage to do the double through the blind, but has poor weather to take advantage of the Yoshi cookies.
Yeah, that wasn't a full-on stun, but, you know, it was close enough to a stun. And
Yeah, the blind kind of covering the distance between the two panics and horses here. Yet another panic. Ratttz just does not get to play the game this round. Gosh, and if only Amelia had more Yokos to work with, could have gotten that horse as well.
eye for an eye.
Yep. No, Amelia's probably happy with both players being blind here, considering that she's up by a good 5 or 6 points. Barely! Just barely gets that -7. That must have been a second or two at most before it changed away.
Off of 4 Yoshi cookies? Come on, let's go.
Yep. And then self-panics for the victory. Alright, and just like that, it's tied up.
Match point.
Match point on both sides. Alright, this time it's Amelia's turn to get the slightly more greedy triple on the opening.
Oh, the horses have...
Yep, into the horse.
come in.
It is happening again.
But the weather not being so kind this time.
Yeah. Just getting a couple of singles while she can, racking up points while the weather's bad.
I think I see the dog at the door. So.
Gosh, another -3. Oh, greets for the triple. I didn't actually see that one. I was wondering why Amelia was doing weird things to that double. Oh, all those Yoshi cookies on Rattz's board. Just begging to be used in some kind of stun lock, and she just doesn't have it.
And Amelia narrowly missing that +3 that would have... You know what? Still clinches the game.
Yep. And there you go. So, Amelia gets to keep playing Yoshi's Cookie in loser's bracket. Ratttz, unfortunately, does not.
Well, like they say, that's the way the cookie falls apart.
Brutal.
Generally, you prefer the cookies to fall apart in your mouth, where they can then be swallowed and digested. But sometimes it happens like this.
Oh, shoot. I am up against Rare and Byrned.
Ah, right. I forgot that Amelia was being propelled by the power of revenge. Ratttz, did you remember to take that into account for that game just then?
What was that?
That Amelia is being propelled by the power of revenge.
Oh, true. I forgot about that aspect.
There's a lot of things you have to keep in mind when you're playing puzzle games.
Sorry, my ears were just filled with salt. I went 0-2, last game, last round.
I didn't want to say anything to that effect. But yeah, that is quite unfortunate.
Oh,
just a couple of heartbreakers in a row, right? From the start.
yeah.
I'm gonna mute for this one.
Yep, absolutely.
I didn't look at the. Oh, we have byrnedhead versus Kayat.
Yeah,
That's going to be a slobber knocker, just in my opinion.
absolutely. Got to change the winners semis.
Byrnedhead is not a player that I get to watch play very often.
Mm-hmm.
They are a Yoshi's Cookie specialist.
Really?
Yes.
I've never encountered
I
this
believe-
player. Even.
No, the reason you have never encountered this player even once is because they mainly play in-person GYCL brackets. I'm not sure if those are still
Wow.
going on, but I believe they are the champion from at least one of those brackets.
That's incredible.
Hmm.
Oh, I have normie
So-
color.
Yeah, so do I. Oh wait, no, I think it's fixed itself now. So
There we
we've
go.
got Kayat, who is possibly the best Yoshi's Cookie player that we've got here at Puzzle Wednesday, playing against Byrnedhead, who is possibly one of the best that the GYCL has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a very incredible match.
So far, it looks like my copy is incorrect. I'm decent.
So is mine. I have a feeling that the two of us should leave and come back in.
That's funny. I don't think I've ever had an NES game do this for me before.
It's possibly because of the frequent use of ROM hacks. Because we're
that's
trying to
true.
get the nice looking palette, this is just the price we have to pay.
I have like
But no, I'm
Cocoa
looking at
Puffs edition.
Yeah, that'll go away after the round, I think. Anyway, it's looking pretty even so far. Byrnedhead possibly has a slight advantage in tempo and score here.
It's really deep in the tank here.
Are you sure he's deep in the tank, or do you think that maybe the two of us have disconnected again?
I will try a third time. Third time's a charm, I've been told.
Yeah. Anytime either of these players just stands still and lets the time run out, I'm going to imagine that it's probably not actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I see Byrnedhead has won the first round, 25 to 20. Let's see if this second round actually gets played normally.
This looks pretty plausible.
Yeah, those look like fast doubles. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Instant reload with a +1 on Kayat's side. A fantastic opening move.
Mm-hmm.
Gets wiped out by a -3, but we'll still have the memories in our hearts.
We're really overbaked, but weather is very unkind to Kayat, having to +3 his opponent.
Yeah, it's a shame with the blind as well. There was maybe a way to break that up without doing your opponent the service.
Dangerously close to double impact -3, but Byrnedhead horses their opponent. Now we have the horse for little value because we're panicked, but
Yep. It's an opportunity to show off your personal style as a Yoko player. What do you do when you're panicked and your opponent is horsed?
true.
Oh wait, no. That is the wrong -7. I thought maybe a giant comeback was possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But unfortunately, the weather is not that kind.
In that kind of situation, I think I would have gone for it anyway. Just, well, if it's not on them, then that's fine. I'll just lose on my own terms. Alright, got a -3 and a blind. Nothing too disruptive just yet.
You have a panic interrupting this double.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some panics are just way worse than others.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I say good players do not sit around and wait for bad weather to go away very often, because if they do, they are liable to get panicked and lose whatever combo they have.
Or they could just get bored. There's a lot of things that can go.
Yeah. Kayat is showing off. This is very much Kayat's style, and it's something that I've been trying to emulate in my play. Look at all of these doubles that Kayat goes for, even when they have 4, 5, sometimes 6 Yoshi cookies. Kayat does not fear overbaking themselves if they just don't have good weather right now.
Ooh.
Oh, unfortunate.
You had the thought of a -3.
Strategy, though.
Yeah.
But no, you don't get those giant, juicy double impacts unless you are willing to go up to 8 or 9 Yoshi cookies at least, and Kayat does it very frequently.
And even a double impact +3 could completely turn a game around.
Exactly.
You could steal a game instantly. Oh, the automatic +3?
Rough stuff.
Byrnedhead, a clean 3-0, taking the first game.
No, they're the #1 seed for a reason. They have tossed aside many powerful Yoshi cookie players in their lifetime. So, is Kayat going to land on top of that pile?
True.
Or is he going to find his footing and fight back?
We find ourselves at a similar situation once again.
Yep. Second verse, same as the first. Funnily enough, the random shuffling on Byrnedhead's side actually gives them a triple instead of a double here.
It was very
Those
fun.
diamonds weren't quite lined up until something happened to him.
Ooh, Kayat's a cookie short.
Yeah,
Force
this is a good
to dig around
opportunity for a
a little
triple. Yeah, there you go. Actually, no,
Ooh,
not a triple,
quad.
but a quad.
So +3. Signs of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, anytime...
Oh, heartbreaker horse.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't get the +3 or the panic. And now the weather is dreadful. Oh, actually... Oh, wait, no, that is a self-panic. Sorry, I was playing on the player 2 side for a bit too long, and now I think just anything red is good.
Oh, the double impact panic at the last minute!
Double impact panic!
It did just
And
win the game?
It doesn't even matter!
Very normal. Deeply normal Yoshi's cookie
Kayat could have won
gameplay.
that one 30-23 if he wanted. Alright. It was a fairly close round, but with a very convincing finish, putting Kayat on the board.
Yeah, if your combo is big enough to steal a game out from underneath people, like just just go for it.
Personally,
which,
I find it tricky to
really
build anything past triple. That is a move that I'm not sure is available to me.
I've gotten a few all clears here and there, but like
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of all clears as well, but usually it's just luck after the quad.
yeah, I wouldn't say that I've planned them. After 4 or 5, you're just like, if it happens, it happens. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, accidental +3.
Not what you want to
Perils
see.
of overtaking.
Kayat here, the only things they have 5 of are Yoko and Flower. They've figured out the flowers. Oh, was that a self-panic on Byrnedhead's side?
It was Oh, that's a good question.
And also on Kayat's...
Yeah, that was an accident. Yeah.
There's some kind of panic epidemic going around. You gotta be careful in the bakery. Always wash your hands.
It's waiting on this weather. Oh, I guess it was a horse situation.
Yeah, that was a horse in a panic. Ooh, another panic. That might give Kayat just barely enough time
to get a -3 and get himself back into this game.
There were only a few attacks good enough to do it. That was definitely one of them.
This panic.
Just one more? Nah, the panic doesn't even matter. They were on 24.
Listen, it's about... it's about sending a message. All right, you're simply not allowed to win the game. You also have to crush your opponent at the same time.
Thank you, Amelia, for joining the commentary booth by taking over Rattz's body for just a second. Saying the most Amelia thing I've ever heard in my life from someone else's mouth. Oh, Kayat just barely can't get that combo before they get panicked.
Byrnedhead has a solid lead here, and this panic really puts Kayat behind, because he has to build another double before he'll be able to actually find an attack to land.
Well, there's the double, and bad weather.
Horse might be okay.
Yeah.
Certainly buys him some time.
It's certainly the rare kind of baker who would say no to horsing their opponent.
True.
Ooh, twice.
Times? Let's go.
Yeah, third time's the charm, as they say.
Your opponent's simply not allowed to play 4 times. Let's go!
I thought 3 times was the charm. This is just too many.
We're gonna fire back? Fire back the reverse 3-0?
Okay. No, like I said, both of these players are incredible. They're both good enough to 3-0 an opponent.
Alright, we're back into our final game. Byrnedhead not taking this +3. Oh, taking it as a double. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to rush off. I'll just take it if the weather's good.
Something I've been thinking about as recently as yesterday is how when you want to clear your Yoshi cookies, if you can clear 5 of a non-Yoko into 4 Yokos, you end up saving one of the... Yeah, you end up saving one of the Yokos and earning another, so you end up with 2. Doing little optimizations like that is how you end up with nice numbers of Yokos like 8, instead of just always having sets of 5.
Yeah.
While I was talking about that, though, Kayat has apparently managed to pull something incredible off, because I'm not sure how on earth they are 20-10 right now.
It's pretty incredible, this lead.
Yeah.
But his pressure, like, with all these attacks, has really prevented Byrnedhead from actually, like, building enough to find an effective attack. Like, the tempo of interacting with your opponent is, like, really important in the game. And so even if you're, like, matching them clear for clear, a lot of the times, if you're not able to... Oh my god, nice quad.
Yep. Clever quad.
Even if you're matching them a little bit in terms of, like, raw clear, you won't be able to, like, find real tempo until you land attacks. I'm very tired. That was... I realize...
So now it's Byrnedhead's turn to get a whole bunch of status effects in a row. That's horse into panic. spending a little bit of time trying to figure out how the combo works here. Chooses flowers into donuts.
Deciding to take a +3 just to make sure that he stays at parity. Another +3 puts him ahead.
Okay, another efficient 4 Yokos turning into a horse there. Unfortunately, I would say the random shuffling they did on Kayat's board... Oh no, Kayat actually breaks it up into a single. Maybe Kayat was feeling the time pressure there. byrnedhead was on 23 or 24 at the time, but I saw a reasonably easy way to make a triple there.
Sometimes when I'm looking at the board, like, all thoughts will empty out of my head, and then I'll be like, what was I... Just what was I doing?
In that case, the only reason I mentioned it is because Kayat had the same benefit I did of just watching for a little while. They were watching their opponents shuffle their cookies around while horsed. And yeah, I don't know, something about the way I read the board just told me like, ah yes, just 4 or 5 moves, you got a triple there. Oh, I believe that just barely swapped over to self-panic as Kayat did that. That's unfortunate.
byrnedhead's attacks, they're just absolutely brutal.
Yeah, Kayat spending a little bit too long looking around for a combo there. Gets horsed out of it, and again.
And the mental of this game is also brutal. Like, it's difficult to retain your cool when you literally, you simply cannot play the game.
It requires a very meditative state of mind. Worry about the things you can change. The things you can't change include your board when you're getting panicked or horsed. A 6-25 victory for byrnedhead there. Very, very convincing. Another one of those will put them into winners' finals. Kayat fully deconstructing that double into a different one so that they don't have to -3 themselves. And then -3s themselves anyway because they're a little bit too fast. This is maybe the most unbroken music we've heard in a very long time. Neither player finding a status effect until
finally
just then.
have a panic, yeah.
No, whoever composed these songs, unfortunately we don't get to listen to them very much. They've written a lot more of a melody before the looping point that was really necessary for high skill games. Oh, can Kayat shuffle these around? Yes.
Really just at the tail end of that weather, like,
yeah,
holy moly.
I believe they might have still had a couple of seconds, but yeah, they were cutting it a little close. Alright, this is starting to look like Kayat's game. Got about a 10-point lead, plenty of Yokos still in the tank. Got some neutral weather here, looking for the double impact, but they had so many Yokos it was difficult to actually just avoid accidentally crashing 5 of them.
Oh, brutal, this weather.
Oh man, the +3 on the opponent wouldn't have been too terrible. The self-panic is probably no good. Okay, blind the opponent, that's what we're looking for. That's good enough.
Last game, last round. That's just the theme of this tournament, huh?
Medibot informing me this track is just a classical song. I'm not sure how to pronounce that first word though. Seekos Post? Something like that. I'm not going to claim that's definitely correct.
I have no idea.
But in that case then, the forethought in composing this song truly goes a long way. I can only imagine that they were imagining precisely this when they composed it.
Ooh, brutal. This blind, forcing Kayat to self-panic.
Alright, Kayat had to wait a little bit for the weather there. Does find a blind for the opponent. Looking for something clever here. Yep, gets the double. But it's going to take a little bit more than just some doubles. They're about 10 points behind. These Yokos need to turn into some kind of miracle. Alright, overbakes himself.
Oh my god. No.
He needs to set up like a triple impact or something and then hope... Oh, no.
Oh, he needs a -7 now. There's no way. Oh, wait! Double horse! Oh, brutal.
Oh, no.
Oh,
that's the
my
strategy
god.
that would have done it if he was just a little bit luckier, but
True.
not quite enough. Byrnedhead takes it. Alright, it's time for my winner's semi-final. If I can defeat Medibot, then that's what's waiting for me in winner's finals. No, and actually, because Medibot doesn't play a huge amount of games here, I'll give them... what is that option called again? Smoothing input lag. That's what it's called. There we go. If Medibot's still listening to the commentary as well, I can just say it here. I recommend changing smoothing and input lag to 0 in Fightcade. Because if you do that when you are playing puzzle games, it will increase the rollback but heavily reduce the input delay. And for puzzle games, that is vastly preferable. That is what will give you a buttery smooth game, even when you're playing across the Pacific. Okay.
You sound as though you might have experience with that, Rune.
Playing video games across the Pacific? It's something I do occasionally. Okay, I'm going to deafen myself. I will see you when I have either defeated Medibot or been defeated.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm alone. He has started the building. Have me. Just me, Rune, and Medibot. Kinda all chilling. Hope you've been enjoying these matches so far. We still have a bit to go. We're in winner's semis. Whoever wins here is going to be meeting byrnedhead in the winner's finals. Meanwhile, in loser's bracket, Amelia is playing... Oh, Amelia just wrapped up her game against Digi. Digi going 2-1. Kayat7 is starting their game against Note, who had previously gone 2-0 v Juicey. Oh my god, this opening from medibot. God. Into a +3, we're off to the races. There's no chilling around here. We're like, these cookies gotta get baked. Waiting on some weather. We're gonna take a fast double instead. Now we're set up for double impact with +3 on the weather. Meanwhile, Rune. Oh, this weather just at the last second switched to a +3 opponent. Oh, we have horse canceling, our very favorite tech. You know, Rune's pondering a triple, but unfortunately gets panicked while he's looking for it. And just to add insult to injury, Medibot drops the -7 as their winning move. $25-1, it's pretty brutal, right? But honestly, Rune is kind of a standout player. Like, That's just what a Yoshi's Cookie scoreboard looks like sometimes. This game is just brutal. You have the panic and the horse. Music is changing to all sorts of different tunes because there's just too many status effects floating around. Weather's not great for Rune. Taking a horse. Now we have a horse, but we're panicked, so not a whole lot of action going on. Oh no! Right into a -3. It's like stepping on a landmine. This weather for Rune is just so bad. Meanwhile, Medibot's looking for a double impact. Doesn't know... We're a little short. We're going to take it with 5 and 4 in order to hit with a double blind. This is pretty brutal. Generally speaking, I find that really sustained blinds or blinds right after a panic are some of the more impactful blinds because you just don't know the state of your own board. Medibot, 1 clear away from winning. We're just taking it. This +3 doesn't matter. Ooh. Medibot finding a sneaky little 4. Pushing them ahead of Rune, who finds a triple with a horse. We're thinking about another fun little chain. Not quite. We have a blind that doesn't seem to be slowing Medibot down at all. What is... Bad weather for Rune. There's a lot of intense overbaking happening. This blind definitely forcing him to spend some time looking around. Make that clear. We have another panic. This is the sort of weather that's going to help Rune get back into this game. Oh no, the +3 for his opponent. That is not going to... We have a -3. At least we'll even it out. We're neck and neck here. Rune has another -3. Slowly but surely approaching this finish line. We're just taking singles now because of this blind. Oh, a single double will do it. Rune's on the board in this very first match. Tempo for Medibot. Paralyzing Rune. Oh, the self-panic. Medibot just laying it on with yet another panic. We're what, 10 points ahead. We're waiting on some weather. Now we have a double blind for Rune. Doesn't often slow him down, but sometimes it can be a little challenging. Horse coming out. Now we have a horse for Rune, who's trying desperately not to trigger his opponent's panic. Oh, the weather changed out from underneath Rune. Now, I want to remind you, chat, for those of you at home, the lag that these players are experiencing, we are not seeing as a spectator. It's already the play has already been rendered. So as a consequence, you don't see the rollbacks that are occurring for Rune. Some of these weather changes may be a little bit harder for him to land given these network conditions. One of the unfortunate aspects of gaming from down under. Oh, this quad for medibot looking great. But right into some bad weather. These Yoko's not really doing anything. Horse coming out. Player's fairly even. Rune scoring a +3 to propel himself further ahead, but only by about 2 clears. And Rune's simply not allowed to look at his board. He's allowed to play on it, but he just doesn't know what it is. We're thinking about a pretty extended clear here. Just a triple. Double into a panic. These sustained panics are the only thing that's going to let Rune gain some tempo back from medibot, who in spite of being hit with multiple panics is still honestly just a clear or 2 behind. Now the question is, can medibot find a triple? Okay. Oh, this is a draw. You can't do that. Bad weather. Forcing a draw. Because the +3 resolves at the same time. So if you get a +3 on Yoko, and it's your +3, it goes through automatically. But if you get a +3 for your opponent, it only triggers after your clear has resolved, which forces a draw. It's a very strange interaction, but it is deeply funny whenever it happens. You know, you're deep into Yoko and the draws are coming out. Rune, once again, not allowed to look at his board, but does draw a panic at the very least as a consolation prize. +3 for medibot. The pace of medibot's play is truly, like, their movement's quite efficient to the point where Rune actually needs, like, sustained panics for horses in order to even pace. This bad weather for Rune, making it quite difficult to actually find action, then gets hit with a panic. Do have a self horse on the table. We're looking for a double impact, but it's actually a little difficult, so we're just going to take it. We're just going to take it as a single instead. Rune's horse, but the weather is now bad coming out of it. There is a 1-player panic on deck, so we take this double. Panic medibot. Think about where we're going. But medibot is within 10. Only needs, what, 9 clears? This -3 from Rune does even it up a little bit. Again, Rune, not allowed to look at the board. Self-panic on the table, which is not really what he's looking for. Fast doubles for both players, but the weather is once again unfriendly to Rune, who's sort of forced to wait and find some action. That's sort of the story of tonight, is that, generally speaking, if you're behind, sometimes the value of waiting is much better. The value of waiting is much better than simply going for the clear, but fortunately, the team has to cooperate. I mean, a -7 can absolutely swing a game if you draw it. But you do have to draw it. Rune with this double impact, but this panic. Oh god. No. Oh, medibot doesn't take it. He didn't see the double impact. He had an opportunity to +3 double impact. +3 for medibot. Just need 2 more points. 1 more point. Medibot is advancing. What a brutal, terrifying opponent. Tonight's bracket is even more competitive than I thought it was going to be. Hope you've been enjoying these matches so far. Rune, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling fine.
You're feeling fine? Okay.
Yeah, there's no sadness to be found in being defeated by a powerful opponent.
All right, well, with that done, we're going to take a little brief break. I have to tell you all about our upcoming events here at Puzzle Wednesday. You're looking at that Yoshi's Cookie? Well, you're here July 21st, but this coming Wednesday, we have Send No, the funniest pipe game that could. Yes, this is a fantastic... This game is all about board watching. You're going to be interacting with your opponent as you create a Rube Goldberg machine that will hopefully bury your opponent under their own pressure that you reflect back at them. It's really an incredible game, and I highly encourage you to show up. August 2nd, we're going to be playing some Petal Crash. It's a fantastic match 3 indie game you can get on Steam right now with delicious rollback netcode. We're going to be playing with a slightly modified rule set with color clear and push garbage, and just to mix things up, I think you'll really enjoy it. If you're new to Petal Crash, this is a great bracket for you to join because the rules are slightly more forgiving than in the standard tug of war format. August 9th, we have Money Idol Exchanger. This classic uppy downy is all about making change. This is one of our more competitive brackets, but even if you're new, I highly encourage you to show up because there's so many players that you'll be able to get matches before, during, and after the bracket. So please show up to Money Idol Exchange on August 9th. And then deeper into August, I have a few more brackets for you. August 16th, we have Puzzle Bobble 1. That's right, the bubble game that could. What's to say about this classic game other than burying your opponent under pressure, doing some sicko mode type shots? It's really just great. Probably one of the more balanced ones because the RNG is a little less forgiving, or a little more forgiving than the other bobble games. August 23rd, we have Columns 3.
Color and shoot.
True. August 23rd, we have Columns 3. This is the punch button columns. So if you'd like to drop 3 chains, get a poison gem, reverse your opponent's board, turn it upside down, turn all the colors off, and then when they finally think that they're out of your pressure by drawing a magic gem, you just punch it. Columns 3 is a great time. August 25th, we have Wrecking Crew 98. If you ever thought that Tetris Attack Panel de Pon was a little too fast-paced, this platforming panel game is for you. You are trying to make combos of 4 or greater or chains in order to send damage over to your opponent. Each different color of block sends over different damage. It's really unique, and you probably haven't played it because I think it was mostly distributed via Teleview only in Japan. So go check out Wrecking Crew 98. And finally, the last bracket I have for you is Mouse Shooter Go-Go on August 30th. This is the Metro puzzle game of all time. This is a a bobble dodgeball puzzle game where you're trying to shoot down your opponent while all clearing your board. It's just truly a unique game you've never played.
I'm going to take the day off for that game if I have to.
Yeah.
That is rocketing up my list of favorite puzzle games.
It's really unique. I hadn't heard about it until earlier this year, and when I had an opportunity to play it with you in KS, it was like a revelation.
Yeah, no, that game is a revolution. It's going to redefine the genre, except in 2023, well after it was released.
It's pretty rare to play a puzzle game where you directly interact with your opponent like that. If you were here for Weltress, it's sort of the same sort of vibe where you have a shared playfield and you're trying to directly interact with both your opponent and their time. That's going to do it. That's all for upcoming events. We're going to be getting back into some games in just a moment. Oh, before we go, we do have one thing to remind you of. Savage Octagon from Dr. MC is going to be doing a run in Flame Fatales in the Dr. Mario Shuffler. If you'd like to go check that out, August 15th at 3:25 p.m. EST. I have a little link for you, gamesdonequick.com/framefatales. Please go check them out. It's a pretty cool speedrunning marathon that Games Done Quick puts on every now and again, featuring only women. It's really, really quite a show. I ran commentary for it exactly once for one run with Liz. It was a great time. I highly recommend you go check it out. We have still waiting on some matches, but I will give you a summary of the bracket so far. We have Rune, Amelia, Hayat sitting waiting in loser semifinals. Note has been eliminated. And we're heading on over to winners finals. Byrnedhead, medibot. Should be quite the match.
All right. I'll go talk some sense into Amelia, get these thoughts of revenge out of their head. And then once I'm done, I'll be back to help you commentate those matches.
Thank you.
Don't worry. I have more than enough revenge for anybody.
All right, off I go.
Yeah, this will be not just a barn burner, a farm burner.
Farm burner. I don't think you're supposed to burn the cookies, Kayat. I think that's the one thing you're not supposed to do. How have you been enjoying the bracket so far?
I don't know. I really do feel like I'm in a bit of a fugue state right now, so I'll let you know like afterwards. But
sure, I definitely feel that. I mentioned earlier, sometimes when I'm deep in the tank, when I'm looking at the board, I'm just like, what is happening? It's very easy for me to lose the plot when I'm playing this game. I could have took my headphones off playing. I should have thought of that. Normally I can't mute the co-commentators when I'm streaming. Alright, medibot taking the first swing with a fast double, but Byrnedhead is not far behind. This panic setting Byrnedhead up for a little bit more pressure. Bad weather prevents Byrnedhead from immediately swinging with these cookies. That's going to persist. Medibot finding an opening with this horse. There is an incredible attack lined up for Byrnedhead, but unfortunately they are horsed. So cannot take that -7. Bad weather again. Oh, it's so bad. It's quite bad. Both players playing a little bit slow, trying to play around this weather. Kind of difficult for them to maintain pace. bunch of items on their board are basically turned off.
That was a double impact plus however many points that was. But not about, yeah, X almost one move away from a self -7 there. But
Medibot's waiting on this double impact, but the weather simply won't allow it.
this, are we talking quad impact here?
What is happening?
A triple?
We're doing triple impact horse. I think byrnedhead simply is not allowed to play the video game ever again. Oh, we do have -3 on the table here. Just to add insult to injury. And now medibot will take the game off the back of triple impact horse. Normal gameplay. You mean to tell me triple impact horse is not a part of your repertoire?
Yeah, like... If I do get out of the losers, I'm either facing the person who beat me or the person who beat the person who beat me.
Yeah, right?
I'm in danger. +3. Oh.
I don't understand how that panic happened. This panic from medibot really helps out. Byrnedhead was on the verge of panicking, of hitting them with a panic, but... medibot's very capable of doing doubles through blind. I really struggle with it. I find it quite difficult. I know you can just make an L shape along the walls of the playfield, but I'm a baby. I've never played this game before.
Yeah, like if you can see a 5-4, I tend to go for it, but yes, the sifting is not something you want to be doing, especially while the timer is going.
We are neck and neck. We have a -3, but byrnedhead not biting. Oh, take it at the last minute. Medibot has a horse. Wow, we really are. We really are just handing back the same -3 over and over again.
Yeah, both players have been brought down to 0 at some point in this round.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this one is, like, the items overall favor subtracting points over adding points. Like, there's more subtract ones than... I mean, that just says something about the state of entropy of the universe, really.
Byrnedhead is slowly starting to build a lead here. We're only 4 clears away. Getting back into this. Getting a point on the board. This panic might...
Just in time, oh my goodness. Oh, get that.
A 2-player horse? Get out of here.
And
What?
double at the end, just for the heck of it.
Medibot! You little thief! I can't believe you would steal a game like that!
That was such a... Like, coursing a player at 24, like, that could have just as easily, like, went... Like, if there was an accidental matchup there. Oh my god. This game sometimes. This game sometimes.
Just like that. Sometimes you're not allowed to play the game. Sometimes it gets stolen out from underneath you.
Sometimes you're not allowed to play the game, and even worse, sometimes you're allowed to play the game.
True. Sometimes when I look at my board after a bad panic, just like, do I really, like, once more into the breach here, like, do I really want to? Do I really want to return to the bakery? Byrnedhead waiting on some weather. Clicked. Panic. We're just gonna keep on stunning our opponent over and over again. And why not? It's a great strategy. Love to do it. Take a -3. Why not? Now, medibot with this final panic does need to find some real sustained action here. A blind is not going to cut it.
Yeah, this is 1 point away here. That's 5 diamonds.
Can't steal them all. You just can't steal them all.
So you can steal as many as you can. As a treat.
As a treat.
Yeah. Total theft is a treat.
That's a brutal panic. Medibot did all this legwork to build a triple, maybe even a quad, and stolen out from underneath. Sustained lead.
A lot of horse music this round.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out, like, sustained horsing is almost as bad as getting panicked. It's almost worse in some ways. Because if you have cookies on your board, then sometimes you get hit, too. Like, that's the worst. Our players don't interact that much. I'm huge on stealing people's lunch. It's just a great time.
Alright, 1 per each.
Did have to wait on some weather. Waiting on weather to only find a blind is not great. Byrnedhead with the instant reload. Instant reload into panic. Definitely what you like to see.
Yeah, like you have that little thought in your brain, like the brief moment of, no pun intended, panic, where like you're like, oh, that item could have been anything, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's a good one. Oh, and the weather was looking pretty good for a while on Byrnedhead's side. Got that -3. And oh.
The pace of medibot's play is kind of unusual. Like, I don't feel it always looks like they like understand the entirety of their board as soon as it appears.
Or at least as much of it as you need. Like,
yeah.
Did you read that thing about the SNES AI that they wrote earlier this week? I was just going through all the steps that like the computer player takes, like like all the logic and situations where we'll do some moves and we'll absolutely avoid other moves, and it's like, yeah, as someone who's made a cookie game, I was like, that's more than I would do.
Nice.
But yeah, to like. And like to know that, like, and I think that's kind of like the spoiler alert. The concluding thing of it is, it's not the best AI, but it's good enough to do what it needs to do on the board, and sometimes that's all you have to do.
Medibot hitting a rough patch, losing a strong item, and then -3 itself is really not where you.
Okay, I have taken Amelia off of the path of revenge.
Now I can rest easy.
Having lost the opportunity to defeat her rival in combat, she will now have to find a new purpose in life, but that is not for me to decide. It is for me to commentate.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so I'm seeing a lot of nothing. Is this... Was there a weird pause there, or am I on the wrong spectating? Am I gonna have to come back?
They need...
Yeah, it certainly looks like they're both about to time out. Okay.
Oh, on a double blind, will that be enough, though?
Getting horsed. Medibot really needs strong back here. Two-player panic would do it, or just win.
Winning is always a strong option.
Have been pretty one-sided.
Oh, actually, I'm quite surprised. I knew Medibot was very good at this game, but for them to go 2-0 over byrnedhead. Byrnedhead is also very good at this game. I was expecting 1-1.
Oh, right, and it's first of 3, okay.
Yeah, we're in winners.
Oh, yes, for top 3, it's first to 3.
Comeback starts now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, in spite of the fact that we rarely the competition here is winners finals generally.
No, as far as I can tell, we really do have some top-level Yoshi's Cookie players, even in our little bracket here. Certainly, if you know of stronger players than medibot and byrnedhead, then I'd like to hear about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Oh yeah, Chills. We haven't had Chills in the Puzzle Wednesday bracket for a while. That's unfortunate. Byrnedhead halfway through the double that would have caused a game-turning panic.
Yeah, I was watching Trolls and Byrnedhead having a couple of practice matches last night, and it was just like I was gonna say barn burner again, but I need to think about slobber knocker. Let's dust that one off.
Oh, that's a good one. A real snickerdoodle.
Yeah, thematically appropriate.
Yeah, it's appropriate. Let's see. Medibot manages to sneak that triple under the horse, so to speak.
Oh, can byrnedhead get this minus? No!
Oh, unfortunate. God, that happened to me a couple of times against medibot as well.
Yeah, I would have gone for it
some
too.
Kind of aura that makes that happen.
I think that's a conspiracy theory.
Medibot.
Alright, a panic from byrnedhead starts what could be a comeback in this round. Into a -3.
Oh, this is going to be a chunky one.
Yeah, medibot sets up what's almost looked like an all clear there. Just gets all those points straight back and then some.
An all clear in italics.
Looks like medibot's going to take this one 3-0 if they keep this one up. Panic's a good way to start. Unlike most puzzle games where... Actually, no, I guess it's the same in Yoko. You really don't want to panic. It's just that your opponent can induce it in you in this game.
True.
Oh, and there's a parallel match on Medibot's side.
Yeah, sets up a clever... Oh!
That +3 off the horse.
Yeah. No, medibot did set up a clever double to avoid hitting themselves with their own bad weather. But then byrnedhead forced the issue.
Horse.
Really interesting that medibot would take a blind just to keep pace.
Yeah, with this much of a lead, even I would have done that. And medibot has definitely gone on record before, I believe, saying that self-blind is not so bad if you're close to winning.
Yep. Wow, a 3-0.
Convincing.
Medibot might be on something.
Yeah. Certainly feeling even more at peace with my loss to medibot now. Now that I know that they are capable of this.
I believe the answer is they are on a roll here.
A delicious roll, no doubt. One baked by an expert.
Yeah. By an expert chef.
Well, looks like we have another commentary double kill here again. Hayat and Roonespism.
All right,
stepping up to the plate.
Go ahead and challenge me, Kaya. I'm getting used to the player 2 side.
This is the first of 2, right?
Yes. Ashley Rose, thank you for subscribing, Prime. Really appreciate it. Going into this losers semis match. Got the right colors. Bodes well. We do love electronic sports. This looks a little confused. And not it. We're gonna try again. Uh-huh. Okay, this looks more reasonable. Rune finding a triple and then self-horsing. Honestly, as far as the automatic Yoko clears go, that's probably one of the better ones. I'm sort of confused. Alright. We'll try one more time. How you doing, chat? Having a good time? I hope you are. Rune's got a point on my screen. For those of you who also possess spectating powers, tell me. Something looks a little bit funny. Beautiful quad from Rune. Into a mutual blind scenario. Rune taking a fast single in order to keep finding action while blind. What if we just did it all over again? Ooh, bad weather for Rune. We're pondering a double impact here. The weather, once again, being a problem. Oh, this +3 is awful. Gives his opponent a +3, because what are you even supposed to do? You're that overbaked. +3 again. Are we gonna self-blind? You have to clear something. Okay, we'll take a panic. You know what? We'll take it. Into a horse. We desperately need to get back in this game. Kayat is off to the races. Only 2 more points to go. But horse is keeping him behind. One more deer. Oh, but there's not enough hearts. We're looking for the last donut. There we go. A fairly even game so far. 1-1. It's interesting, we didn't have any bees last time we spectated Rune. But this time we do. I'm not entirely sure what the network reason is for that. I was under the impression we were always connected to one player session, but... I had finding this +3 at the very tail end of this weather. +3 into a panic, looking pretty sharp. Solid 6-point lead. Finds the funny L. And a +3 to catapult him even further ahead. Just needs a single clear. There we go. Fast double for, or triple for Kayat. Double for Rune. Setting up a horse, thinking about things. No real good attacks on Kayat's board for Rune to steal. Meanwhile, Kayat has a potential double impact on board. With this weather, you definitely don't want to do it with a -7. We'll take a blind. Rune with a double impact -3. Aced it. Overbaked. Sending a -3 over. This really has been non-stop -3s back and forth. These players are desperately trying to prevent each other from clearing here. Kite has to be careful. Almost getting a horse on Rune, but there are a lot of moves that would have ended up with a panic for him. Double impact horse coming out, which is important because Hyatt is a single clear away from taking this round. Oh, this -3. Now Rune only needs 2 clears. Wow. Rune managing to steal this round out from underneath Kayat. Rune finding himself a very tempo-heavy start. There's 6 points ahead, off the strength of a +3 and other favorable weathers and strong clearing. Hyatt accidentally panics himself. He was looking for a 2-player panic, but it immediately changed at the last second. This lag is pretty bad, won't lie. I have also had some pretty bad misdrops in really long distance connections. That's going to be my experience tomorrow when I'm playing TGM. Rune just needs to find a way to finish his food. 3 clears away. We got a double right here. And Rune finding his first game over Kayat. Puzzle Wednesday's Yoshi Cookie Star. But Rune's no slouch. Rune is actually a bit of a bully. I rarely beat Rune in bracket. He's quite a strong competitor. Rune's looking for a double impact here, but I don't know how wise it is. Double impact horse. Huge clears from both players, but this +3, this tempo is in Rune's favor for the time being. All of these +3s are just absolutely brutal. This panic does help. Kayat's got to be looking for the kind of attack or pressure sequence trying to get him out of this nightmare. But unfortunately, blind is not it. Your options when it comes to attacks are pretty constrained. Especially since anytime the weather changes, it changes the target. Makes it pretty difficult. Oh, we have an almost all clear had it been structured a little bit differently. Hayat's firmly in the driver's seat in this opener. Strong presence. We'll see if we can maintain that tempo with this horse. What if Rune was simply not allowed to play? Player panic on the board for Hayat. That panic didn't actually really slow him down. Ooh, -3 on the board when Kayat's looking for double impact. That's a little rude. Oh, but we have the double impact panic as well as a quad. That's a sort of pacey tempo play. If you're going for a quad, you know, a double impact quad is definitely the one you want, huh? What's the name for when both players are panicked? Good question. Sugar Rush the Disco? We have our finest puzzle comedians working on a bit here. Rune finding a commanding opener. Kaya blinds himself, but does get a funny triple, which is pretty great. No donuts in that column. We have a double impact on board, but it requires Hudson with. We don't want a double impact panic, but oh god, time was running short. Hayat ran out of options. Rune is on match point. What looks like another upset. You can see the Glico ratings on the sides of your screen. Hayat, the only ranked player on Fightcade at the moment. Hayat lost the B earlier in bracket. That's Hayat thinking about a double impact again, but Rune stealing these Yokos and panicking Hayat to another panic. Oh, we're just draining back and forth. No points for anyone. We're just gonna duke it out over and over and over again. Until somebody learns their lesson. Oh, this weather for Rune is so rough when he's got a double impact on deck. Might have to take this blind. Double impact -3 is pretty great. So it looks like Rune's patience has definitely paid off. Only 2 more clears to go. This -3 can't be it, though. Oh! At the last minute! The working baker's -7, yeah. Rune, with the upset.
Today, I will be Puzzle Wednesday's champion, facing down the GYCL.
Rune?
No, I'm not going to say leg had anything to do with it. I am going to say I'm glad I do not have to go through this gauntlet, though.
It's true. This is definitely... This is looking like a pretty rough finale. Gonna be only violence from here on out.
Yeah, I will be right back.
Byrnedhead saying, I've enabled laggy. Yeah.
Does that mean setting the thing to 0, or does it not mean that?
Good question.
Okay, they have acknowledged my message.
You
they set it to 7. No, absolutely you want it on 0. I think even for fighting games, 7 would be a bit much.
Yeah, 7 is definitely the opposite of what you want here. So what that'll do is you're setting the number of rollback frames. So if you set it to 7, you're saying, I'm okay with the video game displaying a state 7 frames ago. Which is a lot. Like, that's a lot. When you're rollbacking, you broadly don't need more than 2 or 3, even against the most distant opponents worldwide. The only time you need to exceed 3 is when we're talking about international Wi-Fi. At which point, I'm sorry. You know? But because puzzle games have a pretty discrete state, accuracy is more important than, you know, having an accurate representation of the state is more important than seeing some B. The true -7, yeah. Well, the thing is that if you're not just 7 frames in the past, you're 7 frames in the past some of the time. You have the potential to roll back that many. What is this opener? Opening quad for Rune. Byrnedhead firing back with a panic. Has another immediate attack on deck, a horse. The Rune made it clear in the meantime, so... You have Yoko's on board to panic. Now we're thinking about waiting on some weather. I'll make it a little clearer in the meantime. Rune's been doing an excellent job of finding other opportunities while waiting. Panic's pretty brutal. Like, some panics don't matter. Like, when you get double panicked, it's not nearly as bad as when you have a double on deck and then you get panicked. All that effort. Tears in the rain, you know, like... Beautiful +3 from Rune. Off of a double. Panic through the blind. We're waiting on a single clear here. Takes a double instead. The Sleepy Bakers, -7. Listen, I'm incredibly sleepy. I'm sleepy, I'm hungry. Right? It's 8:30, I haven't eaten dinner yet. And all I'm doing is staring at cookies. Oh, Rune. This getting panicked like that is the worst. Byrnedhead. Panic into horse, pretty strong. Into a -3, send our opponent back to the O zone. Staring back at the big old goose egg, the empty bar. We have another -3 on deck for Byrnedhead. Rune is simply not allowed. You know, he's allowed to play, but he's not allowed to have points. Rune's got this double impact lined up, but a horse interrupted his plans. Even the self +3 is not enough. Byrnedhead, putting a point up on the board. Byrnedhead's horse coming out at a great time, interrupting Rune's plans as he had just lined up a double.
Well, you know what they say, someone's well-timed horse is someone's unfortunate horse.
True. This is pretty commanding from Byrnedhead. Leaving their opponent at, what, 6? 25 to 6?
Yeah,
that's not okay.
Pretty lopsided there. The weather not good for what was going on there, but finds another way out for Burn.
Rune's building up the Yoko for a double impact, but the weather is simply not on his side. This repeated horsing from Byrnedhead really making it pretty difficult to do anything.
Suffice to say, my opinions on the viability of double impacts have changed over the course of the night.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, for each their own.
I mean, we'll see. Rune does have a point up there.
And an automatic horse there.
Rune is not by any stretch of the imagination out of this game. If this weather persists, and it's fine to give your opponent a +3 if it makes you win the game. Like, think about ideas instead of just thinking about cookies. I'm thinking about cookies right now. We have another round 5 situation. Very normal here. It sure has been the theme of the night.
Yeah, time spent thinking about ideas is time not spent thinking about cookies.
True.
What do you think the heart ones taste like?
You know, I think the hearts are like, well, I want to think that they're like jammy Dodgers, but I wonder if the round ones are little flowers. I am a jammy Dodger respecter. They're quite good.
Yeah, but there's definitely a little bit of jelly in some of these.
Listen, I watched Doctor Who exactly once, and then I learned what the name of that cookie was.
Technically a cake over there. It has to do with taxes.
Byrnedhead putting up the first game in this first to 3 set finals. Players seem pretty evenly matched, in spite of what the Lico would have you believe.
Yeah, Rune twice as likely to win this one as the last one. And setting up a fat log of those jammy Dodgers. Oh, with a self-panic though. Unless that was a force. Sorry, I gotta turn my volume up.
Well, -7 in play. We haven't seen one of those in a while.
Especially one for the opponent. I don't know if it's just like... I don't know, it's like pattern bias, but I've been seeing a lot more self -7s today than I've seen Lico. Oh, and a very big site on the runes, but he did have a 2 combo in there somewhere.
Finding a panic for his opponent does feel pretty good. +3 would be pretty great. Oh, this panic from Byrnedhead stealing this game. Rune was allowed to clear that double. Probably would have been able to line up another attack. Who knows what could have happened. Let the -3 commence. Excellent panic coming out. Rune's just barely able to squeak out that double in time before this horse arrived. Now we take a visit to the disco. Look at all these little flashing cookies. Another -7? Get out of here.
Got some disco biscuits going on there. Rune's board full of cookies and full of blue weather. This is the time to set up a double impact. And, yep, that paid off. Double horse. Hey, Dugan. What are you doing? There, one of my dogs just barged the door open.
Yeah.
And then just left.
Normal.
He saw what was going on and said, no thanks, Tom Hanks.
I think byrnedhead is getting slowly accustomed to the way the network feels at this distance. 2-0 on the board. Though honestly, drawing repeated -7s does help. Has been an incredible uphill battle for Rune this past match.
Yep, I'm being blinded, but knowing that there's a bunch of cookies out there somewhere with horse faces on them.
Doing a quad in the middle of a blind, really impressive.
Yeah, when you do so many that you don't even know how many there are.
Yeah.
Oh. And
Rune was so desperate for the -7, but draws him +3 instead, which, you know what, we'll take it.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not the worst thing that could happen.
I've done a self -7, but it was honestly the worst thing I've ever seen.
That -3 was pretty decent too. Oh. He's 4 points away, 2.2. Okay. Byrne squeaking away with that one, and yeah, first of 3, so we got.
Rune does find this -3 to build back some tempo. Byrnedhead does... Fortunately, this blind is sort of not a lot. A fast panic, though. Take those.
Yep, double panic. Well, both panic.
You feel like the mutual panics are shorter? Ever feel shorter than a normal panic to you?
I don't know. It feels like you have to add back on the time where you say, "Okay, that's a double panic," and by the time you're back into the game after saying that, the panic's almost over.
Yeah.
Pierce right through the darkness there. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, that was a pretty chunky start on Rune's side. But Yoshi's Cookie is a game of what have you done for me lately, and what's happened lately is a panic and a horse. And Byrne looking spectacularly baked. Doesn't even mind doing that +3.
Yeah, it's funny. Rune immediately taking the +3 on a horse, but not sure matters. If Rune is typing in the chat, what does this?
Alright, we are at match point for Byrne. Comeback starts now.
Do you have a double impact on? That is not it.
Yeah. Does not want to do that unless they're just tired of playing.
We'll take the double impact +3. You know, like, that's pretty excellent. Did get Rune back into the... Only just.
Yeah, it's like when you climb back up onto the ledge and you're immediately kicked by a horse.
Really the color for life if that happens. You know?
Yeah, if I had a nickel for every time that happened to me, I would have 0 nickels.
For what it's worth, you really want nickels? What was the last time you were like, damn, I wish I had a nickel?
I mean, you only need to match 2 of them. Wrong game. Oh, but that was
stealing this final game off of just repeated attacks.
I am glad that this game isn't determined by line judges, because that was too close for the human eye there.
It's interesting that byrnedhead would choose to pass on a +3 in the hopes of getting a different attack. It could be because of the connection. Like, they weren't sure when it was going to change, so they wanted to wait.
Yeah, I think only I think the GameCube version has a timer for when the weather changes, but that's the only one. They didn't think of doing that until like the 2003. I think it is on a 5-second loop, so again, cool joke for the puzzle gamers, you have to count to 5.
What do you do? I'm very good. You can't make me.
Number too big.
Number 2 low. And byrnedhead kind of throwing away this final game. Struggling to make that final match with the Yokos. And then opting to go for a double while Rune able to take the final points.
Yeah, and we are on game point here. So buy Rune a little breathing room.
Rune does have an opportunity to get back into this set.
And if you say comeback starts now for every match, eventually one will happen.
True. I'm pretty sure that's just science. Ooh, Byrnedhead opting not to take a self horse, but gets panicked and loses their double.
Yeah, it's like what we say in the kitchen, a broken oven is right twice a day.
Both these players are neck and neck. Sort of worried that Byrnedhead is running out of stamina here.
Oh, gets a double off that bind. And they are even. Nope, they're not even. Yes, they are.
Ooh, with these repeated horses, Byrnedhead looking to end this match.
One.
We'll take a fast double, end the game 3-0.
Oh. One simultaneously hates and loves to see it.
I made him work for a couple of those sets. Oh, am I alone? Is there no one else commentating?
Yeah,
Hello?
we're here.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. No one responded. You were all struck silent by my tenacious play.
We weren't
It's
expecting
incredible.
you to bounce back onto chat so quickly.
No. Whenever I play Yoko, my heart is always at peace. That is the secret to my strength.
I see. That does make a lot of sense.
I'm happy I did at least that well against Byrnedhead. But it would have been nice to take one set.
And looks like we are at grand finals.
Mm-hmm.
Has been pretty intense. 9 o'clock Friday night. It's almost midnight on East Coast.
Yeah, 7 minutes away from midnight here.
It'll soon be Puzzle Wednesday Saturday edition.
But before the new day can begin, a champion must be crowned. Except it might take longer than 7 minutes, so it might.
I have a
happen
feeling it
first.
might take more than 7 minutes.
7 minutes from now, it will no longer be Wednesday, but instead Wednesday.
Second Wednesday. Actually, it's already second Wednesday. It's going to be third Wednesday by then.
Oh God, what have I
Did
done?
someone just clear the chat?
I've done something terrible. I need an adult.
History has been erased.
I need help. Please, turn off. There we go. Sorry, a pop-up appeared on my chat dock, and I was like, I will click OK.
Something was going wrong, and thus buttons had to be pressed.
I was doing the true video gamer thing, pressing buttons.
Yep, you were pressing buttons. And then Twitch hit you with a meaty.
True.
Alright. I have no particular dog in this race, because both of them defeated me. The reason I'm sitting here commentating instead of playing is equally on both of their heads.
Gonna try reconnect.
Oh, the thing I'm watching does look like two competitive bakers. In fact, Medibot just did a quad.
Thank you, Raz. Appreciate it. I don't know why that came up. Why the shield mode pop-up occurred.
Do we have the video game on stream yet? I'm just watching.
I do have it on stream. It does
okay.
look correct, even though we're currently in Cocoa Puff mode.
Medibot has about 12 to Byrnedhead's 9 or so. They actually hit each other with dueling -7s, I believe.
This looks like another not quite right. Anytime a player stops playing, I'm just like, probably incorrect.
Yeah, I think I'm already locked into the actual round, so I'll let you know if something weird happens.
Back in Cocoa Puff zone. Medibot is up a game on my screen.
Yes, he just won. Or rather, they just won. They just won by getting a +3. It was about 25 to 20 or so. And now the next one's starting on my end. Quick double from both sides. Bad weather on both sides, though. Medibot gets the better of it, straight into a second double, and then a panic. Alright, this blind hopefully going to slow them down so that Byrnedhead can catch up a little.
Oh, that was 0 for a second. Getting forced with 10 Yoshi cookies on the board.
Maybe about finding a lot of panics and a lot of -3s here, keeping Byrnedhead from being able to do just about anything. And now they're both blind, but Medibot finds a quick double anyway, into another panic. That is the nice thing about being good with getting doubles through blinds. I was enjoying this a little while ago in my game. If you get a double through a blind, the Yoshi cookies tend to just line up on the outside anyway. So if you have good weather, you can just immediately attack and you'll generally be able to see exactly how you're going to do it.
Yeah, the game acts essentially in the way it does in one player, in that it shovels everything down and to the left. And so, yeah, that's one of the good things about like doing just a 2 combo, is that you're guaranteed to just have the top row and the right column as your empties, and all the Yoshi cookies will go right into there. And
yep.
Yeah, just like that, you can... They might set up in 1 move, maybe 2.
Alright, how's Byrnedhead gonna play Medibot's board here? Just shuffles it around a little bit.
Yeah, not much you can do with 1 cookie.
Oh! Did Medibot misread the weather, or did it change? Because that looked to me like them just gracefully accepting a self-panic for no reason. I'm not sure if they got tricked by the timing or if they just misread it.
Yeah, again, my apologies. I don't know if the ROM hack is what's causing these things on spectate, but yeah, having that picture of Angry Mario and his horse who probably ate the last batch of cookies. It's worth it? Question mark.
Ooh! That's a very funny double impact setup that Medibot just did to take that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, getting a double impact with eight Yokos, but not quite in the way you might expect.
I feel like the double impacts on ±3 feel better to me than Panic, Force. I feel like the amount of upside that you get much greater.
Yeah, especially with like when you're doing double horse, if you accidentally if you get canceled out of it, or if you accidentally do a line, then
I'm not sure what kind of player would be so foolish as to do a clear on the opponent's side after a double impact horse, though.
Never rule it out.
It could be an accident. I mean, you have that much and that many combinations of cookies.
Wait, did the commentary not notice that that's exactly what I did in my match against Byrnedhead just a moment ago? I had it deafened, so I'm not sure if you saw it, but that's absolutely what I did.
What are you accusing me of?
I don't even remember what happened last round.
Neither do I. Maybe I remember that one clearly because I'm the one who made the mistake. Void Lily, the thing that happens if you horse yourself... Ah, you're already aware. Yes, it means you take control of your own board. It's a thing that already happens, but you get to do it anyway. So yeah, effectively it does nothing.
Medibot's been in incredible form tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you say it does nothing, it gives you 1 point.
Oh, that's true. It does give you a point. It also gets rid of all those Yokos if you, for some reason, have too many of them.
Yeah, like
but generally, if you have something... Generally, if you have something else you could be doing, like trying to build a bigger chain or clear some non-Yoko cookies, generally you would be doing that instead of horsing yourself.
Yeah, like that's one of the perks to, single plays that you're not going to have as many cookies on the board, but you're also not going to have that danger on the board.
Ah, yeah. Now, if you play single player of this game, then there's no such thing as bad weather. It's nothing but sunny skies.
Single lines only, I meant.
Oh.
But yeah, that's something that neither of these players will be going for, not intentionally at least.
Alright, Byrnedhead manages to fight back with a panic here. Maybe the start of a big comeback. They unfortunately lost a giant combo to getting horsed just a second ago. Oh, and now they're back into panic. Alright, both players loading up on Yokos. We get a blind and a panic. Panic is generally thought of as better. But Byrnedhead does have a small deficit to make up here and is out of ammunition. No. A self-force is not quite what they were looking for. So they're going to lose that one, 25 to 22.
You're at game point here.
Quick little triple from Byrnedhead. Both players getting bad weather. Alright, Byrnedhead manages to save a couple of Yokos at least. Now their next double should give them plenty to work with. If they ever get another double, because they're being stun-locked. Oh, if they can work this out extremely quickly, they can -7. I don't think this is fast enough. Nope. Has to settle for the -3. Oh, very lucky for medibot there. Gets an automatic clear on those Yokos, ends up horsing their opponent. Didn't even have to work for it.
I guess Byrnedhead is just not allowed to play.
No.
Like, it's just all over.
No, I was gracious enough to allow them to play quite a few of my rounds. But medibot, having seen that, is like, okay, you've played enough of this video game.
Yeah, you reach your 600 tweets.
You know, Notester, it's precisely that. This really is the game and watch. I didn't even get close to taking a set. Actually, no, I won a round, I think, but I didn't really get that close to taking a set off medibot. Not nearly as close as I got against byrnedhead.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's,
Even though byrnedhead has at least a championship under their belt, if I recall correctly, medibot lives and breathes this game. I don't think they've stopped thinking about this game at any point in the past 5 years, at least.
Yeah, if anybody's thinking about this game more than I am, it's definitely medibot.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, that blind could maybe help byrnedhead take initiative here. It's still fairly even on the score. Actually, medibot doesn't get a huge advantage off that horse. It's still pretty even.
Medibot going for those flowers and diamonds, but only having 4 of each there.
Yeah, slowed them down just a little bit. But byrnedhead just isn't getting good enough weather to capitalize. Alright, that horse, it's gonna need to hold for a while. They can't even just get 2 quick doubles. They need a little bit more. Nope.
The self-blinds to take the round.
Alright, byrnedhead
Casual
finds...
quad.
Yeah, byrnedhead finds quick double. Medibot finds a slightly slower quad. The horse counter, or a horse cancel rather, just clashing in the center. Alright. It's extremely even so far, but we've got the first stun of the round going the wrong way for medibot. Prevents medibot from being able to capitalize on that -7 they had just a moment ago. Another stun. It's starting to look like maybe this will be a byrnedhead's chance to get on the board for this set.
Yeah, keeping consistent with those doubles. Yeah, like, that's the thing, like, not only is it, like, the strategy of, like, setting up a double while your opponent is stunned is, like, the beauty of it is, like, you're, like, while you're, like, you also have the luxury of knowing you're not going to be encumbered for those next however many.
Yeah. No, certainly it's nice work if you can get it. The unfortunate reality is that once the weather goes bad, you either have to think of something very, very clever to do some moves without crashing your Yokos, or you might just start getting stun locked yourself. Dealing with that kind of situation is where the real skill in this game lies.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is an NES puzzle game, so the RNG is going to kick your butt.
Yeah. No, you're certainly at the mercy of RNG a little bit. But it's how you deal with that kind of situation that separates good players from excellent ones.
I was gonna say that it seems like medibot's slowing down a little bit, but landing a -7, certainly worth the wait.
Yeah. No, bad weather and stuns causing them to not quite get the move they wanted, but then they found the move they wanted, and what a move it was.
Yeah, -7 and 4 cookies, that's almost 2 points per Yoshi cookie. Can't beat those.
Alright, that is tournament point for medibot, I believe.
Yep. Comeback starts now.
Incredible.
Well, if byrnedhead does start a big comeback, then this might just be the first of many tournament points for medibot, because they're going to get a lot of chances to win this tournament from here, even if they don't necessarily take this one.
Yeah. And
It's unfortunate.
We are past the midnight point, so yeah, happy Wednesday to everybody.
Happy Wednesday of the Saturday.
Alright, byrnedhead just finds a quick +3 to even it up a little bit. medibot trying to keep him in the dark. That's so many blinds in a row. Blind isn't the best status effect in the world, but the more you get, the more it becomes better. I was showing off some fancy combos that I was doing when I was first blinded, but the later it gets, the harder it is to keep track of everything, even for a very good player.
One more point, I'm medibot side.
Yeah. No, unfortunately that round just didn't really go byrnedhead's way.
And that's the game.
That's the game. In fact, that's more than the game. That's the game, set, match, and tournament.
Great congratulations to medibot, your new Puzzle Wednesday Yoshi's Cookie champion.
Congratulations.
Byrnedhead grabbing the silver, and Rune, your bronze champion. We're going to be going over some upcoming events in just a second, but first, congratulations to all of our competitors who showed up tonight. Hope you had fun, and we will see you again next Wednesday for Send No. It's the funny pipe game where you create a Rube Goldberg machine to reflect your opponent's damage back at them. This July 26th. August 2nd, we have Pedal Crash, the fantastic indie puzzler available on Steam right now with a delicious rollback netcode. We're going to be playing with Color Clear and Push Garbage enabled. A lot of fun. August 9th, we have Money Idol Exchanger. This is one of our most competitive brackets that we offer, but even if you're not a puzzle champion, we still encourage you to show up. There's going to be so many games and so many opponents to play. It's a great opportunity to get started in a game when the lobby's full of people anxious to teach you and play some games. August 16th, the classic Puzzle Bobble is going to be returning to Puzzle Wednesday. What to say about this fantastic Neo Geo game other than probably got the nicest RNG out of all of the puzzle bobbles, because you can only shoot bubbles that match bubbles you can reach for change. August 23rd, we have Columns 3, the punch button puzzler, where you can knock your opponent's piece out of the sky anytime you have 10 or more juice, which you get from making chains, clearing pieces, all those good things. August 25th, we have Wrecking Crew 98. If you thought that Tetris Attack or Panel to Pawn was a little too fast, this is the platforming panel game for you, where you can send over attacks by clearing combos of 4 or chains. You send over different attacks depending on the color of the panels. Great game, only available in Japan, but available to you now.
Yeah, if you want to play Yoshi's Cookie but only horizontally, go for Wrecking Crew 98.
Oh, true. It does do that. August 30th, we have a classic Metro game that you've probably never heard of, Mouse Shooter Go-Go. This is a bizarre bobble dodgeball video game where you can shoot your opponent directly, or you can all clear your side of the board in order to defeat your opponent. Got a cool color matching mechanic where if you make a sandwich with your pieces, they all flip to the color that you made a sandwich of. That's it. That's all, folks. That's all for upcoming events. That's going to do it for Puzzle Wednesday Friday mode. Hope you had fun here. You know? We're going to be back next Wednesday. Rune, Kaya, did you have fun?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We hope you have a wonderful start to your weekend. We'll see you later.
Good night.